One day a drunk ice fisherman drilled a hole in the ice and looked into the hole. A loud voice from above said, "There are no fish down there." He walked several yards away and drilled another hole and peered into the hole again, and a voice said, "There's no fish down there." He then walked about 50 yards away, drilled another hole, and again a voice said, "I'm telling you, there's no fish down there." He looked up to the sky and said, "God, is that you?" The voice said, "No, you idiot. I'm the rink manager." I love that one. It's a good one.
But it's different from the rest of the thunder. Others in the area report similar phenomena.
Well, wait, what's that word?
What? Phenomena?
Do 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 do.
Phenomena.
Do 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 do.
Phenomena.
Do 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 do. And you may continue.
3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
This one goes out to the first fish in space. Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. 7, 6. Commencing countdown, engines on. 3, 2. Check ignition and may God's love be with you. Oh, here we go, baby! To the moon! This is ground control to Major Tom. You really made the grade. And the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in the most peculiar way. And the stars look very different today. For here am I sitting in a tin can, far above the world. Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. Doop, 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 ba-doo, doo, doo-ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo, doo. This is Hecklevish at the Pork Chop Express, and I'm talking to whoever's listening out there. It's like I told my last wife. I says, honey, I never drive faster than I can see. Besides that, it's all in the reflexes. You just listen to the Pork Chop Express and take his advice on a dark and stormy night, all right? When some wild-eyed, 8-foot-tall maniac grabs your neck, taps the back of your favorite head up against the barroom wall, and he looks you crooked in the eye and he asks you if you paid your dues. Well, you just stare that big sucker back in the eye and remember what old Hecklefish always says at a time like that. Have you paid your dues, Fish? Yes, sir, the check is in the mail. Well, you see, I'm not saying that I've been everywhere and I've done everything, but I do know it's a pretty amazing planet we live on here, and a man would have to be some kind of fool to think we're all alone in this universe. Omakase!
Crap.
Fear the Crab Cat.
Yeah, I know. Fear the Crab Cat.
Okay, I won. Now we get to do the bit.
I really don't want to do it.
We had a deal. Ferengi Rule of Acquisition 16 says...
A deal is a deal. I know. You don't have to quote the rules of acquisition for me.
Grab your sweater. It's showtime.
Crap.
Oh, are you the new butler human?
It's been a long time since I've been the new anything.
Oh, I'm Hecklefish. I live down the road. Oh, you're the human from America.
News sure travels fast, doesn't it?
Pleased to meet you. Oh, you're the one that sings, right?
Well, right or wrong, look, I don't want to do this. I feel stupid. This sweater is ridiculous.
A deal is a deal. Do it.
Fine.
Oh, by the way, those sweaters are available in the Wi-Fi store.
Are we plugging merch or doing this stupid bit?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Hang on. Where are we? Okay, got it. Oh, you're the one that sings, right?
Well, right or wrong, I sing anyway.
I sing too.
Oh, good. What kind of singing?
Mostly contemporary stuff. Do you like modern music?
Oh, I think it's marvelous. Some of it really, really fine. But tell me, do you ever listen to any of the older fellas?
Oh, sure. I like David Bowie and Bananarama.
Ooh, you go back that far, huh?
Yeah, I'm not as young as I look, eh?
Well, none of us is these days.
Yeah, in fact...
The After Files is streamed in front of a live audience.
Philippians in Area 51, a secret code inside the Bible said I would. I love my UFOs and paranormal fun, as well as music, so I'm singing it like I should. But then another conspiracy theory becomes the truth, my friends, and it never ends. No, it never ends. I feel the crab cat and got stuck inside Mel's hole with MK Ultra. I'm being only too aware. Did Stanley Kubrick fake the moon landing alone on a film set, or were the shadow people there? The Roswell aliens just fought the smiling man, I'm told, and his name was Cold. And I can't believe I'm dancing with the fish. Hecklefish on Thursday nights with AJ2, and the Wi-Fi will be on through the night. All I ever wanted was to just hear the truth, so the Wi-Fi will be on through the night. The Mothman sightings and the solar storm still come to Agatha, the secret city underground. Mysterious number stations, planets circle to Project Stargate, and what the Dark Watchers found. We're in a simulation, don't you worry though. The Black Knight satellite, it told me so. I can't believe I'm dancing with the fish. Hecklefish on Thursday nights with AJ2, and the Wi-Fi will be on through the night. All I ever wanted was to just hear the truth, so the Wi-Fi will be on through the night. Cutie loves to dance. Cutie loves to dance on the dance floor because she is a camel, and camels love to dance when the feeling is right, always in time. Cutie loves to dance. Cutie loves to
All right, that looks good. The lights are on. Thumbs up from down below. The producers, Happy New Year, everyone. Wow, a nice turnout tonight. Didn't expect to see so many people here. Are we all just lonely? It's okay if you're lonely. You're home now. Who's here in the chat? Bob Ellett, I see you. Happy New Year, Charlie Lyon. Mateo's here. Corey Trevor Leahy. Dropping it. See ya. Cadence is here. Rowan White Wolf. Happy New Year. James F. Yeah, 7,000. 8,000? 8,400? Happy New Year's to you, Mumbles. Jennifer Thompson's here because she's tired of family. All right, I love it. Casey Dench from New Zealand. Hi, Al. Valiant Jan, hello. Amir Music. Happy New Year's to everybody. So I don't know what we're going to do tonight. I do have the I have feed from Times Square handy. Says, as we said back in New York, we will watch the bull drop. Are you going to go watch the bull drop? No, it's too cold to go watch the bull. I'm going to watch it at home. I want to see the bull. Watching the ball drop in Times Square is an amazing experience once. You do it once and then never again. Because there's a million people in Times Square for it. So it's just an amazing amount of fun. Everybody's usually great. The problem is all the shops and the stores that are there, they lock their doors at 12:01. So you're in the middle of a crowd of a million people. You've been drinking since 9, and there's nowhere to use the bathroom. So just alleys and rows of it just becomes one giant porta potty. But there's nowhere to use the bathroom. So all right, so we've got the Discord going there. Just so you guys know, that audio comes through. I don't know if I can mute you. All right, so we've got the Discord going there. Just so you guys know, that this is not a through. I don't know if I.
This is clearly not a professional operation.
All right, there we go. I turned it off. Yeah, so we've got the Patreon, the Discord going for Patreon members. I think it's open to all members, right? You don't have to be a certain level. All members, fantastic. So the plan is, since we're doing this thing, is I have the Discord chat over here, so I can make sure to get the Patreon members, if they have questions or they want to hop in, that they can do that. Discord members. All right. So and who's over there? I see Hybrids there, as always. Katie, who could be Maggie? That's Katie/Maggie. Logan's there. Bob Beasy, very reliable. Mike G. Yeah, the usual suspects are over there. So I just want to make sure that the patrons get their comments in there. JG is here with the broken heart emoji and lonely. Sorry to hear that, man. It's going to be fine. It's going to be all good. We contemplated doing this at midnight local time here in Vegas, but I don't think I could. I don't have the stamina for it anymore, especially since the bourbon's already opened. There was so much math involved. Like I will do the champagne at midnight, but that's 9 here. That's a little late to start drinking champagne, and there's a whole thing involved. So we're going to do it East Coast time. So the bull will drop at 9 o'clock. Baza B42 might need a drink soon. Go for it. Mike G is in bed already. Oh, I'd be in bed already. Yeah, Jen and I normally, it's keep a low profile on New Year's Eve, especially as a former bartender. New Year's Eve is what we would call amateur night. It's dangerous to be out there. Jennifer Martin, I'm happy to see you as well. Dan M, hi to you. Chaz Fink, yeah, Discord is free. So Victorian Hybrid, and confirm if this is correct, is anyone on Discord can hop in that chat tonight, right? Well, we'll figure it out. I see them in little windows down below. So we have to play charades. And I'm terrible at charades. But I do see in the Discord everyone posting their Hecklefish slippers photos. It's fantastic. Maggie Stein.
It's Discord Patreon.
It's Discord Patreon. Okay,
it's all
got it.
Patreon members.
Got it. Jonah has a very important question. What is the point of this? You're looking at it. You're looking at it, Daddy-O. This is it. This is what we're going to do. I'm just going to ramble, talk to the chat, read super chats, talk to Discord. Victoria and Jen are here. Jen's crocheting. That's it. That's what we're going to do. And you know what? You're going to love it. You're going to love every minute of it. You'll see. Is there there's a birthday in the chat? Joseph Lathrop, it's your birthday? If it's your birthday, let me know, and Hecklefish will sing happy birthday to you. Yeah, Jen's going crazy with the blanket. And the blanket is already, it's enormous. It's enormous, and it weighs about 40 pounds. Lawrence just turned 39. Oh, those are the good years. Those are the glory years. Actually, you're just leaving them. You're just leaving them. It's all downhill now. They say that if your 30s are bad, then the 40s are good, or vice versa. So my 30s were pretty good. Were my 40s bad? A good chunk of them were. Sizable chunk. Joe Mangini, awesome to see you as well. Joseph, so it is Joseph's birthday. All right, buddy. We got a birthday. This one's for Joe.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear human. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Yeah, the odds are people are going to share a birthday with 9,800 people. There's a lot of birthday partners in here. Sean's saying 30s and 40s were bad. 50s, jury's still out. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Your 50s are going to be fine. So the past 2 days has just been research and writing like crazy, because this is an episode I'm doing all on my own. And it was something that I had never heard of. It's called Project 8200. And I guess if you're here tonight, I'm going to give you all the spoilers. That's fine. It's just us. So Project 8200 was a spinoff of Project Stargate, which was the CIA remote viewing program. At the time of the spinoff, I think it was still called Project Grill Flame. And Jen, is it okay if I drop the spoilers here? It's okay, right? She says no. Hang on a second. Let's get see. What are you saying? First of all, you're enjoying some gum. I see that.
Yes. I'm on my iPad. Is everything looking okay?
Everything looks good. You're very contrasty, but I think it's good. And that's really only because the light is bright behind you. But you sound all right. You look all dolled up for the occasion. Look how beautiful you are.
I got all dolled up. I did a little New Year's Eve makeup, little highlights and sparklies.
No Botox?
I was gonna get dressed up, but I was like, no. I'm just
No.
gonna sit on the couch and
All right,
and
so
crochet.
so I was going to give spoilers to this week's episode because it's so exciting,
No,
and you're saying
you
don't.
don't you don't want to give away all the goods. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
Well, that's why it took me 6 years to marry you, right?
Oh my God. It's starting already, isn't it?
It's starting already. The bourbon is flowing. So maybe I'll give you a couple of spoilers. Watch your crochets. So the first remote viewer was Ingo Swann, and you might know that name because I covered him. He's a super interesting character. He's a character. He's fun. He's funny. If you're into the psychic remote viewing stuff, then definitely look him up. So the episode we did on Ingo was when he remote viewed the moon and the things that he saw up there. And I'm just going to give the spoilers. I can't help it. Jen's screaming again. What is it? What is it?
No, I accidentally put since I'm on my iPad, I don't have a mouse. I only have
Yikes.
I'm
You call
scrolling
this a
finger,
live stream? How are you not embarrassed?
and then, I actually put a chat up there. But hi, we love you too.
Well, thanks for that update on those details on that. We appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right, there she goes. So Ingo Swann was remote viewing the moon, saw aliens and all that stuff. She's the first remote viewer. And I remember, if you talk, it comes through the live stream. So you hush. So Ingo was the first remote viewer in the program. This was out in Stanford SRI. And Ingo, along with the researchers, so I guess at this time is Hal Puthoff, Russell Targ, and a couple of other guys. Those are the names I remember. They created Project Scanate, which was remote viewing by coordinates, geographic coordinates, longitude and latitude. So Ingo is remote viewer number 1. Remote viewer number 2 is a guy named Pat Price, who I knew very little about. There's not a lot known about him. I'm only going to give a couple of spoilers about him. Hang on. Josh Holden saying, Happy New Year, 3 hours to midnight for me. Also love the Wyatt Files. Well, thanks, Josh. So I didn't know much about Pat Price. Pat Price was a retired police commissioner from Burbank. And he would have these flashes, these images that helped him and the department solve crimes. So he just thought he had some kind of intuition. Like, he felt like, I just get hunches that just a lot of them turn out to be true. But after he retired and started to think and focus more on these hunches, he realized that he was pretty psychic. And to this day, Pat Price might be the best psychic, at least one of the best in history, with his accuracy and the things that he saw. So he joined the program by actually reaching out to them. Now, at this time, SRI is they're pretty quiet about what they're doing. They're on Stanford University. They don't really tell the university what they're up to. They did a couple of experiments on campus that got them in trouble. So it's all very quiet. They got a little tiny bit of money from the CIA in 72, 73. But for the most part, nobody really knew anything about it. CIA definitely didn't want anyone to know about it. But Pat Price knew about it. So he reached out to them and said, I've been following your work and it's really exciting. I'd like to be a part of it. And so how are you following our work? He remote viewed it. So Pat Price joins the program and just starts blowing the doors off the thing with the stuff that he can see. There's one of the first tests that they did. Good to see you, William Hardway. John L is here. Look, if you want, Ryan's doing coke. That's fine. Whatever whatever you're into. If this story's not entertaining or interesting, I won't. I can bail out of it. I'm just telling you the story because I enjoy it. Thank you, Car Lacken. Doug Wells, happy New Year to you. Jen looks so hot tonight, I'll forget about the Wendigo hands. I guess that's a compliment. Okay. Chat says continue with the story. Okay, so now in the program, there's Ingo Swann, he's an artist. So he's flamboyant, he's funny, he's outgoing, he's super confident in his abilities. And then Pat Price comes along, he's a retired cop, a retired commissioner. So he's very reserved and very calm, very grounded. So a good counterbalance to Ingo Swann. So here's how the story goes. The CIA wants to test these two guys. So the researchers, and I forget which researcher was running this particular program at the time, because at the time of this test, now CIA is involved, and there's a lot of people. So the researchers ask one of the CIA guys, give us the coordinates of a place that you know that nobody else knows, that only you know. Don't tell anybody, just give us the coordinates. So he writes the coordinates down, and Ingo Swann does his remote viewing of the coordinates. Hang on, something they're in the private chat, Patreon stage and Discord. All right, got it. Oh, now it's all screwed up. Okay. So Ingo Swann remote views the coordinates, and he sees buildings and starts to describe a layout, and there's a radar dish, and there's a guardhouse, and there's technical stuff, and there's like a roll-up gate, and there's jeeps, and he gets the feeling that it's a military type of thing. Okay, fine. They write that down. And then Pat Price remote views the same coordinates and sees similar things. He sees radar dish, outbuildings, sees a guardhouse, sees the roll-up gate, sees the jeeps. He says this is definitely military. He has a sense that it's a secret facility, but he's just writing and doing his remote viewing stuff. So he's just rattling off stuff that he sees. It projects his consciousness into one of the buildings, and in there he sees a big filing cabinet. He's able to go into the filing cabinet, and he sees green folders, and he's able to read the titles of these folders. Now, being able to read, remote viewing, able to read stuff, it's almost unheard of. Even Ingo Swann wasn't very good at it. He could like create the shapes and sort of letters. Pat Price could read stuff. So Pat sees these folders that all have to do with the game of pool. It's like there's Project Pool Cue, Project 8 Ball, Project Rack Up. He's naming all this stuff. And he says, yeah, this is definitely a military facility. So they write all that down. So now you've got Ingo's, what he saw, what Pat Price saw, give it to the researchers. They're excited because remote viewers will see the same thing differently, and they'll describe it differently. And it's not super precise, but if you get a few people seeing the same thing, you start to get an idea of what they're looking at. So they take the documents, the readings, the diagrams, all the stuff for the remote viewers, go back to the CIA guy who gave them the coordinates. He said, look at what they found. They definitely found something. And the guy with the coordinates goes, this is a bunch of nonsense. And they're like, what? He said, I gave you the coordinates to my vacation house. It's a log cabin I built in West Virginia. It has nothing to do with any of this. And everyone is just dejected. Like, what? How could these two rock stars of remote viewing fail so miserably? But the guys at SRI knew there was something to it. So they sent someone out to the coordinates. And he goes to the coordinates. He finds the cabin. But then he looks at the end of the property and he sees a dirt road. He follows the dirt road about 100 meters, a few hundred feet. And at the end of the dirt road is a military guardhouse with the gate down. And things open up, and he sees the radar dish and the outbuildings, and there's the roll-up gates with the Jeeps going in and out. All of it, just like they described. The guy who gave him the coordinates didn't know that just over the ridge of his house was one of the most top secret NSA installations in the country. Nobody was supposed to know about it. It was positioned there. The radar dish was positioned there to capture communications from Russian satellites as they went over. Later, it became part of Project Echelon, spying on Americans and all of that. So what appeared to have happened is these remote viewers, they're usually looking at places like this, typically Soviet. So their consciousness goes in the general area. They don't care about the log cabin, but they just latch on to this military base. This is, if you want to look into this yourself, it's Sugar Grove, West Virginia. So it became a temporary nightmare. At first, SRI was really excited because their guys nailed it. They found everything. But within a few hours, every federal law enforcement agency just descended upon SRI, furious. NSA wanted to know, why is CIA spying on our facility? And by the way, those Project 8-Ball, Rack Up, Pool Q, all those were real project names. And they were so top secret that even the names of the programs were top secret. Nobody's supposed to know that. So there was a lot of emotion involved, but eventually it calmed down. And the CIA was so impressed that they snatched Pat Price out of SRI and had him work for them directly. I'm going to give you a couple of spoilers, but not the big ones. So now Pat Price is working for CIA. He's out of SRI, and he's primarily just remote viewing Soviet installations. There's one famous story where he's given coordinates, and that's how Scan8 and that's how this works. Is the remote viewer sits in a room with someone, they're called a monitor, someone to just kind of help them through the process. It's just the two of them in a dimly lit room, and the remote viewer just gets coordinates. That's all they get. Nobody knows what they are. Usually the monitor, if it's the right situation, if they set it up correctly, even the monitor doesn't know what it is. They just have the numbers. Because you don't want to let any of your information accidentally bleed into the process. You want the remote viewer to just approach this as raw as possible. So Pat Price gets these coordinates, and he says, I see a giant crane that looks like it's from science fiction, and they don't know what it is. They don't know what he's talking about. He's trying to describe it. It's the wheels are 10 feet high, and it's on train tracks, and no one understands what he's talking about. So he says, give me a ruler, give me a pen and paper. And he sketches this thing out, and it's a gantry crane. I don't know if you know what that is, but the gantry crane is a giant crane like they'll use to take shipping containers off of boats or pull boats out of the water. Like it's a giant, they're huge. So Pat draws that, and CIA has a sketch from aerial photography, and it's the same thing. He drew the crane. So they couldn't believe it. But what they really wanted to know what was going on inside, because that photography couldn't get. So Pat Price projects into the facility, and he says, I see them building giant steel spheres that are 60 feet wide. And they're asking, what are they for? And he says, I don't know what they're for, but I can tell that it's not working. Like the welding is not going right, and there are problems with whatever they're doing. It's not working, but they're building 60-foot steel spheres. But nobody could verify that. But a few years later, the spheres come out of the facility, and they're not 60 feet wide, they're 58 feet wide. And they were nuclear containment spheres that the Soviets never can get working. So Pat Price was right again. And if you look into him, you'll find a lot of these stories, but it's almost like a lot of information was scrubbed. I don't want to be that conspiracy theorist that you can't find anything on it, because you can find it. But, guys like Ingo Swann and others, there's so much information out there about them. Pat Price, very, very little. There might be a few reasons for that. I'm not going to spoil the couple that I think they are. That's going to be in the episode this week. But I'm going to spoil a little bit of it. So Pat's now remote viewing Soviet installations. That's what they have him doing. And he's with CIA now. He's about 4 months in. And they send him to some coordinates in eastern Russia. And he zips his consciousness there. And he hits what remote viewers call an attractor. An attractor is something that pulls your focus. So even though these remote viewers can go to, Tanneru says, I'm a gantry crane driver. Wow, that's cool. It looks really hard. Driving a gantry crane looks very difficult. Nikki B, I can see you on live chat. Yay. Yay to you as well. Okay, so Pat Price, he's remote viewing. What was it talking? The attractor. So remote viewers can grab the coordinates and they can project their consciousness there, whatever you want to call it. Is it astral projection or separating your consciousness from your physical body? However you would describe it, but that's what they do. And by the way, this is an ability. This is an ability we all have. Some people are just naturally good at it. Just naturally talented. We can all play the drums if we practice at it, but some people just have a gift. All of us can remote view. We just have to have the talent, have to be taught and be trained. Pat Price, Ingo Swann, they just had natural gifts. So the remote viewers can go to the coordinates, but if there's something else energetic or powerful or even just interesting, it will pull their focus unintentionally at first. So they kind of zero in, but there's something over here that their consciousness wants to look at. And sometimes they can refocus and go back, and sometimes they can't. So Pat's zooming in on this facility or whatever they wanted him to look at in eastern Russia, and he can't get there. His consciousness keeps getting pulled eastward and eastward and eastward, and he finds himself over the Aleutian Islands, and then over Alaska, and then in the interior of Alaska. And he ends up at Mount Hayes. Mount Hayes is one of the highest peaks in Alaska. It's in the middle of nowhere. It's super remote. There's no way to get there. There's no roads in there. More people have hiked Mount Everest than have hiked Mount Hayes. It's remote. There's no civilization for miles. So he's drawn to the mountain. He doesn't know why he's there, but something pulled him there. Now, at this time, he's saying all this stuff on tape in front of CIA analysts, and he starts to get a little nervous. He knows he's at the mountain, and he still feels a pull. So he goes into the mountain. And in there, he sees a facility, some kind of base. He sees technology he doesn't understand. He knows what computers are. So he says it looks like computers, but it's hard for him to describe because this is happening in the late 70s. So if I recall, Pat Price was born in like 1918 or something. So he grew up with the technology of the 40s and the 50s. He just knows it looks like a computer, but he doesn't know what it is. He just knows it's very, very advanced technology. But at the same time, he knows that the technology is ancient. So it's the super advanced technology that's been here for a long time. And he's looking around and he sees cables and equipment, and things start to come into focus. And he sees that there's some type of geographic monitoring going on, something monitoring the weather. He doesn't understand what he's seeing, but he's seeing it. And then he sees the operators of the machine. And at first he says they look like small people. And then he focuses, and they're humanoid beings, slender bodies, slender neck, large head, large eyes, you know, the typical grays. And he sees them they're very busy at something, but they're very unemotional. He describes them as very cold, emotionless, almost drone-like, just going about their business. And then things get scarier for Pat. Again, he's reciting all this to CIA analyst. And he's not supposed to be here. He's not supposed to be looking at this. And then he gets the sense that he's really not supposed to be here, because he sees, working alongside these alien entities, actual humans. He sees men in lab coats, and then he sees military personnel. And he says that they're working side by side with these creatures on whatever they're doing. And then Pat kind of freaks out a little bit and comes out of it. And boy, I don't want to spoil the rest of it. I don't want to spoil too much of it. But he sees this base underneath Mount Hayes. The base under Mount Hayes is later confirmed by other remote viewers, including Joe McMoneagle, who I've talked about on the channel. But without spoiling too much, Pat Price remote viewed a few other locations on his own because he was too afraid to do it in front of CIA. And then Mac Daddy corner. Okay, I'm getting out. I don't want to do too many spoilers, Mac Daddy. So he remote views other locations on his own, or quietly with the help of other people from SRI and formerly SRI, guys like Hal Puthoff. And 2 days later, Pat's in Vegas trying to, I guess, unwind or whatever he was doing there. You know, now that I think of it, Puthoff is here. So if I had to connect the dots, I would say that Pat Price was here in Vegas working with Hal Puthoff, or at least talking to him. That would be my guess, because Puthoff was based out of here. Maybe he wasn't at the time, but that's a guess. So this is a couple of days later, and Pat's in Vegas, and he's staying at the Stardust Hotel, I guess, trying to unwind. And he's walking. He's heading to his hotel room, and someone bumps into him. And he doesn't think much of it, but takes a few more steps and starts to feel a shooting pain in his leg. The reason that we know this stuff is because he told people. He was pretty open with his family and friends about the stuff that he was seeing and doing, except when he was specifically told, this is top secret. You can't talk about this stuff. I'll get back to Pat in a second, because during Grill Flame and Stargate, there and Puthoff and Targ and some of the other researchers, there was this constant battle with CIA and Army intelligence, where the intelligence community wanted to keep this all super secret, of course, but the researchers like Puthoff and Targ wanted to publish some of their findings because they were so extraordinary, and they felt like this moves the field of parapsychology way forward. So they wanted to share some of it with the community, partially to move it forward and partially to keep their reputations, because they're starting to get the reputations of kind of being these pseudoscientists, these kooks. And look, if you look into them today, if you read up on these researchers today, the mainstream view is they're pseudoscientists, and there's nothing to any of this. I'm a skeptic, but I disagree, especially having read a few books on all of this stuff very, very recently. So Pat Price feels this pain in his leg. He goes up to his room, and he's on the phone with his wife, and he's complaining about stomach pains, stomach cramps, and he doesn't know if he's getting sick, but he doesn't feel good. He has a couple of convulsions. He keeps it together, but he's not doing well. He says goodnight to her. And a few hours later, he's found dead in his hotel room. And from there, he's taken to the morgue. No crime scene is designated. At the morgue, they do not perform an autopsy. And you would think that, well, he was just complaining to his wife about stomach pains and cramps and the thing in his leg. So look into that. Well, they couldn't look into that. No autopsy was performed. His body was cremated. Then they called his wife after he was ashes. And now Pat Price, his remains, his ashes are in an unmarked grave in North Hollywood, California. And that's the end of his story. But he left behind some very important research, and that we're going to get into this Thursday. A Chicken Slam Sheets, R.I.P. Yeah, bummer. But this is he really dead? Says Nightwing. Yeah, he's really dead. Jake Best. No, they did not do an autopsy on the ashes. How would you even do that? It's going well. Good to see you. Happy New Year. Melissa Taylor, no toxicology. Nothing was done. Zero was done. That might be the first. Might be the only time I've heard of that. You know, I've heard of the of course, the assassinations, and we've covered a few of them on the channel. The cover-ups, where CIA has gotten caught sometimes red-handed with those. But this is the first one that I can recall where the body was cremated, like instantly, and then the family notified. That's crazy. But Pat did leave behind some very interesting research that we're going to get to on Thursday. And on Thursday, I'll also tell you who killed him. All right, who's in the chat? Who's in the chat? Lynn Hunt is there. Anthony Rafferty. Mo, how did he know what mountain it was? That's a good question. He didn't. He really didn't. How Pat described it he said it's cold, it's remote, there's peaks everywhere, and he kind of sketched out a map, which was very, very rough. Mountains here, and there's a line here and a line there. And they were able to just kind of figure it out. Because like with the Sugar Grove thing, if you look at the sketches that the remote viewers did, they really just look like there's a circle and a square and some lines, and it doesn't really look like anything. But then if you look at the overhead view of the facility, you can kind of go, that's that circle that he just saw as something big and round. That's the radar dish. And when they're saying guardhouse, there's the guardhouse. So Pat was the same thing. He didn't know that it was Mount Hayes, but he knew he was in the middle of Alaska, and then he drew some landmarks, and they were able to kind of figure it out. Now, maybe they didn't know it was Mount Hayes at the time, but later they would know this. Later on in the story, they would know specifically. And Mount Hayes is very interesting because this Alaska, and specifically Mount Hayes, is a UFO hotspot. You can go on YouTube anytime and find just tons of videos of UFO sightings around Mount Hayes. Mount Hayes is in the middle of what's called the Alaska Triangle. You've heard of the Bermuda Triangle. I cover the Nevada Triangle. There's the Dragon Triangle, the Michigan Triangle, triangles everywhere. There's the Alaska Triangle, and it's I want to say Juneau, Anchorage, and then like Barrow. But dead center is Mount Hayes. And what recent geological studies have shown is that the whole area is full of geomagnetic anomalies, negative magnetism. So the reason it's called the Alaska Triangle is because tons of planes has disappeared there, including a couple of people, very high profile people. A senator's plane was lost there. And they sent like 40 search craft after that his plane is just gone. But since 1988, 16,000 people have disappeared in the Alaska Triangle. 16,000 people. So the U.S. average for missing persons is about 6 people per 100,000. That's the average. The lowest would be Massachusetts. There's 2 people per 100,000. And then you've got second highest is Hawaii. That's got 16 per 100,000. And then Alaska is 173 per 100,000. So Alaska is has reports per capita more than 10 times more than the next state on the list. And most of them go missing inside the Alaska Triangle. And dead center of the triangle is Mount Hayes. So people know that something weird is going on there, and they've known that for a long time. There's Native American stories about creatures showing up out of the woods and carrying people off. Bigfoot sightings are up there. There are old native tales about these small people that would come out of the forest and then disappear into thin air, and lights in the sky. When you read the stories and the legends, you know exactly what was going on there. So I'm just reading the chat. So Mount Hayes is a very logical place for stuff like this to happen. Doc Griffin saying, stay away from the triangles. Yeah, man. Yeah, the only way to get to Mount Hayes is with a small plane. So it's okay. Good luck. Thomas, let's hear your best personal Wi-Fi story of your lifetime. What experience was your most bizarre? That's hard to answer on short notice, Thomas, especially I don't know what you mean. The one story, I've said this a dozen times, that I went into totally skeptical was the hollow moon theory. I went into that completely skeptical, thinking it was so stupid. And then about halfway through the research, I started to get the feeling like, you know what, the moon is kind of weird. And then by the time I was done with the research, I was fully convinced the moon is hollow. It was a spaceship. It was brought here from somewhere. It's just, the moon is just, it's too weird. Gary's digging the topic. I'm glad. So that's one story that turned me around. Another one would be crop circles. I avoided doing that forever because I thought it was done to death. I just heard a boop. Oh, the hybrid. Richard Bramlett popping in. That's good. Good to see. Who's in the Patreon chat? Maggie Stein, Fear the Crab Cat. Foolish Samurai's there. Ali saying the moon is weird. It is. Bub, I know for a fact there are a few people here who have never heard of the Y-Files. Well, how did they get into the Discord, Bub? SRS in Discord saying drink, so I'll have to do as I'm told. Hi, Sybil. Hi, Angel. LRP is also in the Discord. Blaine is there. VFX Tobias is there. If you're a visual effects artist, send us your reel, Tobias. Hey, Bryn Home, good to see you. So the other one that turned me around was crop circles. I thought it was done to death. I really didn't want to do it, but people kept asking. So I just started researching it, kind of like dragging my feet, like, I don't want to do it. They're so stupid. Crop circles are so fake. They're so fake. There's no way. But then the research started to turn me around, and I found more strange things. And look, 99% of them are fake. But there's that 1% that couldn't be explained and turned me into a believer in crop circles. Now, I still think they're mostly fake, but not all of them. Some of the stuff they found around the crop circles is very, very strange. Strange magnetic anomalies, just like microscopic beads of metal around the area. You know, a couple of old guys with rope and boards couldn't do that. You know, the way some of the plants were bent over without snapping, and the only way to do that is to heat them. It turned out to be a fun episode if you're into that. But put on some coffee because I think it's like an hour long. But I ended up really liking that topic. NX is in Discord. Good to see you. AZ, I really like this week's NDE show. I'm glad you did. I really like that subject. But we have to do the CIA remote viewing UFO story. You have to. I did 2 weeks in a row on death stuff. It was getting a little dark. Jen's like, yes, please. Enough with the with the death stories. Keith in Discord asking, have you seen a UFO? I never have. Gino has. Gino saw one of those orbs that people have described. He definitely saw it, and he stood there and watched it for at least a minute, he said. And then he goes, why didn't I take my phone out? You know, you hear that all the time. People they're so stunned that they forget to grab the phone. Spline Walker is in there saying, I'm a remote viewer. That's awesome. Well, don't review my house tonight around 10. Jen just made a face. Don't review my house at 10. By 10 after, you're probably good to go. So you could learn. Victoria likes it. So we have remote viewers in the chat. It's something that you can learn to do. One of the directors, one of the operations officers for Stargate was this guy named Skip Atwater. And after he left Stargate, he went to become president and director of the Monroe Institute, which is still around. I've covered the Monroe Institute a couple of times. I think specifically I talked about the HemiSync program, where you can project your consciousness out of your body and then learn about the greater consciousness and all of that. I don't know, it was pretty metaphysical, but it was a fun episode. But apparently this is something that anyone can learn to do. And Atwater became convinced because when he went to meet Bob Monroe, Monroe said, I want you to lay on this bed and put on these headphones. And that's it. And he's like, oh, okay. He puts on the headphones, and then the tones are sent into the headphones. And Atwater basically has a mini out-of-body experience. Not fully. He felt like the bed was being lifted and moved around. So when he tells the story, he says, I remember thinking like, wow, do they have hydraulics on the bed? Or why is this, why do they even do this? Does this help the process? Why does the bed go up and down? And then, of course, afterwards, he's looking under, and the bed didn't go anywhere. Skip was moving around, and so he had a little mini out-of-body experience on the first try. Not a man who was really prone to psychic stuff. He was an operations officer. So I wish I had the patience to learn it. I have the HemiSync tapes. I just don't have the patience to learn it. All right, hang on. There's a lot going on in the private chat. Yeah, okay. Got that. That's fine. Good. Okay. So I don't have it. Got to be careful what you put in there. I'm just going to read it. Robert Edwards, Bohemian Grove episode. A lot of people ask for that. It's tricky to do because everything that allegedly has gone on there is just stories. There's no real evidence of it. But that's fine. That still could make for a good episode. But the things that are alleged to have happened and happen there are not very YouTube friendly. But we could do it on the podcast. Last week, we did our first unredacted podcast where it covered Aleister Crowley. YouTube frowns upon dark sex magic episodes. Those don't get monetized very well. But they worked fine on the podcast. It was really interesting. He was an interesting cat. So the Duke Esquire episode of Jack Parsons. See, that's the simulation at work. Jack Parsons was a follower of Crowley's and got into the same crazy dark magic. Jack Parsons, the founder of JPL Labs, who died when his house exploded accidentally. I'm just reading the chat. Bev said it was a good podcast. I'm glad you liked it. Hey, watch this saying Mr. Crowley. Probably singing Ozzy. At least that's what I hear, Mr. Crowley, when I see that. Sing Ozzy in my head. William, a Skinwalker Ranch episode. Yes, that's coming up. We're working on that. The hard part is just to try to separate the good stuff from all the nonsense that's on TV. So most of the TV stuff I'm going to debunk, but not all of it. JFK assassination episode, asked Dominic. Yep, that's coming. Probably, no, we could probably do that on YouTube now, I think. But Rick Martinez, William Cooper vid, we could not do Bill Cooper on YouTube, but we could cover him on the podcast, and he is on the list. Behold a Pale Horse. Peruvian mummies. Once the Reverend. I don't know. Mr. Sophocles asking for Mel's bonus hole. We actually have an expanded Mel's hole episode coming up. Gary Wolf, how about Bigfoot? I hate Bigfoot. I hate Bigfoot, but we are going to do it. We are going to cover it. Arturo, anything on the mud flood myth? We got pretty far into an episode on the mud flood and Tartaria. I bailed out of it. There's not enough to the legend yet. It's a new legend. Because FYI, it never happened. There was no mud flood at the turn of the last century. But there are some parts of the story that are fun. But it's still so sketchy and new, the urban legend, that I'd have to make up stuff to get us to connect the dots for you. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to contribute to the urban legends. I just want to tell them. Andy Boyer, why do you hate Bigfoot? It's not that I hate Bigfoot, Andy. I'm not a fan of cryptids and cryptid stories. Primarily because there's no good evidence. I know there are a couple of Bigfoot videos, but can we ever get focus on any of these? So I'd like to see some more evidence. But I did cover the Michigan Dog Man. That's a cryptid that a lot of people asked for. And there were a couple of really creepy pictures. But good luck finding it. It got demonetized. You'll never find it. David Butler, with the asterisks and all caps, trying to get my attention, do a video on the tall whites. That's referencing the Charles Hall story. We'll definitely be covering that one. Jake Best, AJ equals Bigfoot hater. I'm not a hater, man. I believe. I want to believe. I want to believe. There's so many myths on Bigfoot, Sasquatch, Yeti, and there's a zillion names for it that it makes me think that there's something to it. I just want more hard evidence. And for the most part, most cryptids are just they're just too dumb for me. Marco wants the Phoenix Lights. There's not enough there for a full episode, but it's a great story. Or we're an hour in. How about we'll do a couple of super chats, and then we'll see if there are any guests that want to come up. Yeah, Happy New Year's to you. Let's see, how's Times Square doing? I'm going to have to keep an eye on the clock. So 7, so what are we? We're 10 o'clock there? I see Victoria doing math in her head. She's like, carry the 1. Let's make it 10 o'clock. I know what she's doing. Someone in the chat asking Dale, where does the podcast on? Wherever you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, Audible. I listen on Spotify because they have video. I like that. But I think we're pretty much everywhere. Just search for the Y-Files or the Y-Files Operation Podcast. We're celebrating breaking the top 50 in Spotify this week, actually, which is nice. I'm just checking the Discord chat. Dina81, 10 in 6 minutes. Okay. 2 hours left. Draculich, have you heard about the underground Alaskan pyramid? I have. You know, after doing this episode on Project 8200, which you're not going to find much information on that. It's really hard to find. So in doing that episode, clearly I spent a lot of time researching weird stuff in Alaska. So yeah, so the pyramid we can definitely cover. There's more there than I thought. Ali's saying, congrats on the top 15. No, Ali, top 50. Top 15 podcast. That'd be cool. No, we're number 48 on Spotify this week. Amy, make shorts out of the short stories, LOL. You could totally jam the Phoenix Lights into one of those. That's a good idea, Amy. We're going to take a shot at a couple of listicle type episodes and see how they perform. For example, cryptids. So rather than have me just slog through a whole episode on Bigfoot that I won't enjoy, or Chupacabra, maybe we'll do 8 cryptids in one episode and we'll see how it performs. TB saying you'll break top 10 soon. That's very nice of you to say, but I wouldn't expect that. But that'd be nice. Quiz Morales, thank you for that. Very nice of you to say. Any plans to cover the 1973 Red Sun mission to Mars? I covered that a little bit already, Brandy. Red Sun. It's definitely on our list to go into more detail on it. That's a fun story. Randomly selected 2 hours to go. Thank you, 2 hours. Halbert Gonzalez, Nephilim equals Bigfoot equals Angels Kids. Could be. Could be. A couple of weeks ago, we covered the Nephilim, how they're the mutant offspring of the angels and humans, or the Anunnaki and humans, or whatever you choose to believe. Let's see what's going on with super chats. There is Tim Murphy for $10. Thanks for the laughs. Y-Files is the best. Well, thanks, Tim. Happy New Year's to you. Headless Sense for $5.
Thank you for that tip. Now I can finally join C Harmony and meet the future ex-Mrs. Moriarty.
Headless is looking forward to growth in 2024. Well, if it gets issued, they make a cream for that. Pugman99, thank you for the 10. Happy New Year from Dan Enda. Thanks, Pugman. I appreciate the support. Dude, man, look at the bottom of his glass when he drinks. It's just the tag. I think it's someone from the audience set this glass in. Where did we get this? Jess Marchand, I only grow sideways now, not taller. Same. Thanks for the support, Pugman. Edward, I have to do it. Edward, I'm sorry. Edward Peacock for $19.99. Happy New Year to an awesome New Year for you guys and to you as well. Am Zebra in Discord would love to hear about CERN. Yeah, it's been on my mind. I don't know the approach, but it's been on my mind. You know, because if we're going to cover CERN, I need it to be scientifically grounded, you know, in real science, not just they're going to make a black hole and suck and everything disappear. You know, it's got to be something that really could happen. Ollie asking, what is CERN? They'll tell you. Dina, we need that as merch when they make the official Wi-Fi's whiskey. That's coming. I just can't tell you when, but that's going to be Crab Cat whiskey. And speaking of merch, go to the shops@thewifiles.com. Support your favorite YouTube channel. Grab some merch today. Grab the Hecklefish slippers. I think these are pretty much sold out at this point, right? Only smalls are left. Yeah. So merch is a great way to support the channel. I mean, it doesn't support tremendously because I intentionally keep the prices low, right? $19 for t-shirt, $20. It drives me crazy when creators are charging $34.99 for a t-shirt. That's just gouging. I don't see any reason to do that. You know, between super chats and Patreon and you guys watching the ads, there's no reason to gouge on merch. Besides, I'd rather more people have it and just more Wi-Fi stuff out in the world. So the merch is fun, but we don't make a ton of money on it. The best way to support the channel is through Patreon. If you want. And if you have the means, support as many channels as you can. Support as many independent creators as you can. It's you who keeps us doing this. Katie for $9.99. I hope this year brings even more happiness and success. Could you please say hi to Emma Rose 7, who has taken over the Hecklefish slippers? Happy New Year. Hi, Emma. As soon as she got those babies on, that was it. Say goodbye. They're actually really comfortable. Riffler saying you're a good human, AJ. I'm fine. I just, you know, I have a bit of a conscience, I guess. You know, it's I was working full time just like a year and a half ago. So I don't have to do that anymore. I get to do this as my living. So I don't see any reason to gouge people on merch to make an extra $500 a month. There's no reason to do that. I would rather just more people buy stuff. It's a bad look. It's really a bad look. $34.99 for a t-shirt is a bad look. Star Rider Kitty Cat, Happy New Year, AJ family. Same to you. Batman, what do you think about Gary McKinnon? Batman referencing Gary, he's known as a hacker for hacking into NASA's servers, but he didn't really hack. NASA's servers were left open and Gary found a way to access them. And there he found files about the secret space program and recovered UFOs. And the United States actually tried to extradite him from the UK. And you gotta give respect to the United Kingdom. They did not agree to the extradition. They said no to the big bad US. They said nope, because they wanted to put Gary in prison for years. But no, he was not extradited. He is a free man, and I tend to believe him because he doesn't make up crazy stories. He just says, "I saw these files. You know, it was here's a manifest for a ship, but there's no ship by this name. Here's a crew list, and it seems to be something in the near space, the inner solar system." He didn't weave a whole tale. He just said, "This is what I found." I like stories like that. You know, I don't know if I fully believe Bob Lazar, but I tend to lean in his direction because he doesn't add all this stuff that a lot of them do. You know, we've covered Corey Good and people like that. You've got those people that they've been involved in all the things, right? They're abducted by aliens, then they're taught psychic powers, then they're recruited into the secret military, then they're projected through time to Mars where they fight aliens, and then they go to the Kuiper Belt and become superhumans, and then they're whooshed back through time to their childhood body, and their memories are erased, but somehow through regression, they remember all this stuff, and it's too much. David Dietz thinks I'm totally CIA. Well, if I was, I couldn't respond to that. Scooby saying happy New Year's to everyone. Same to you. There's Juan Castle. Happy New Year 2024. May God bless all. I hope he does. Heather 7 has become very reliable with supporting the channel. Did I catch some Mighty Boosh references last live? Maybe a little old Greg. Love y'all and wishing you continued health, happiness, and success in 2024. What y'all doing in my waters? Deep Blue in Discord, Agent, do you believe Bob Lazar? I mostly do. But then Richard Doty says that Bob Lazar is telling the truth. And then I get suspicious because I don't know how I feel about Doty. Remember, Richard Doty is the former intelligence officer from Air Force OSI who basically drove Paul Benowitz insane, making Benowitz think that he was seeing UFOs when he wasn't. But then Doty said later that he was. And it's a whole thing. I think we're going to do a full episode on Doty, actually. Is that right? Victoria says yes. Thormus says, I would just ignore Doty. He's a shill. Doty is adult. I despise Doty. Yeah, so people know who he is. Yep. Doty not getting a lot of love in the Discord. It's the thing about intelligence operations and operators. You never really leave the company, you know? You never leave. And remember, David Grush is intelligence. You never leave. That class is empty. We'll have to do something about that. But I've mentioned Hal Puthoff quite a few times in my story about remote viewing. He did work in intelligence for a little bit. So everything grain of salt. I remember all I do is tell the stories here. I'm not an investigative journalist by any means. I just like the fun stories. I don't believe most of the stuff that I cover. I just like the stories. So I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I'm not trying to debunk anything. It's like I dig up as much information as I can. I try to put it into an entertaining story, tell it as well as I can so you have fun listening to it. And then whatever we can unravel from it, whatever truth we can find, whatever little pieces we can debunk, then we do that, and then we just see what's left. And then it's really up to you to make the decision. Because I don't care, you know, what someone believes. Jack Barnes, alert, empty glass, alert. Well, we can fix that, but I have to keep an eye on the time because I'm driving. So we don't want to spend New Year's Eve sitting on a concrete bench. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying, son? So we'll splash a little water into that bourbon, which is sacrilege, but I'm just checking out the chat. Michael Vachon, you do more investigating than Anderson Cooper by far. Well, there's no question about that. He's a TV guy. He reads the prompter. People on the news networks just read the prompter. They have teams that do the research, and they don't even do it that well. You know, I feel like it's my job to tell a fun story and find the truth. So I just keep looking and digging until I can do that. And quite often I will spend a lot of time researching and digging through a story just to realize there's just not enough there. Someone putting super chats up on the screen for me? Is that what I saw? Victoria, would you want me to read that? Or oh, she's saying sorry. Sorry. Elbow on the keyboard. James F. is offering to pay for the Uber. Chris H., don't drive on New Year's. It's amateur hour. That's exactly what I said earlier. I also don't want to be drunk on the stream. You know, I could be a little fuzzy. I'm fun. I'm fun when I'm a little fuzzy. I maybe tell a little too much truth. I could get in a little trouble. But to be actually drunk on the stream, that's not a good look. Where are we in the super chats? There's Ray Bray for 10.
Yes, I could finally upgrade my vodka to Belvedere. No more swimming in the cheap stuff.
Happy New Year. 2024 is going to be awesome. So happy y'all are spending New Year's Eve streaming. Thanks for all you do. You're very welcome. And thanks for being here. We've tried to cover every holiday we could. We streamed on Thanksgiving. We streamed on Christmas. I know the holidays are hard for a lot of people. They have been hard for me from time to time in the past. And if it feels like you have some company, you know, maybe a couple of laughs, maybe not quite so lonely, part of the community, you know, as long as you're with us, you're never alone. And everyone who's here on the Discord, in the chat, we're all the same kind of weird, man. We're all home. There is JP for 20. Please wish my baby girl a happy birthday and New Year. She'll be 10 years old and is a huge Wi-Files fan and got a plushie Hecklefish for her birthday.
Do we have a birthday here? Yes, we have a birthday here. Birthday where? Birthday here. Happy birthday to you.
There you go. So happy birthday to JP's little girl. Jim Croker, do a segment on Jeffrey Epstein. Are you crazy? I'm at the point now where every time I like hit the button to start my car, it's like, and it starts up, zoom, okay. I got through another one. So if I cover Epstein, one of these days that button's going to go boom. So no. Remember, I'm not an investigative journalist. I want to tell entertaining stories. But that's just us. You know, he definitely did not kill himself. There's Kimbot. Thank you for the $20 super sticker. I appreciate that. We can get away with a little bit more on the live streams. And I turn monetization off, producers, by the way. Let's keep that off tonight. No ads tonight. Dina, just remember AJ is not suicidal. I am not. I'm honestly not that scared. I'm really not. But I am aware. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't walk around nervous like I'm being watched, but I'm aware that I might be. But I don't put anything in the videos that anybody can find. I don't have special access to anything. I just dig and dig and dig. So everything I report on is publicly available information. That being said, there are plenty of agencies that don't want someone, you know, collating it, sorting it, and putting it out for millions of people. They would rather someone not do that. So I do expect a phone call or a knock on the door at some point. There's SRSBZNZ for 20. Happy New Year to all the White House family. Thank you for creating this amazing community and being here for all of us tonight. Live long and prosper. Thank you, SRS. Peace and long life to you. Sid's vlog is there for dude. A1 office, can you share your story to inspire me? Sid, the best thing to do is watch last year's New Year's video. I played it, I think just a few days ago. Hang on. Oh, good heavens.
So unprofessional. This isn't a live stream. This is a circus.
SRS doing crying emojis in the Discord. If you watch the last year's New Year's video, I go through how we got here, what we were doing, where we moved, why the channel started, all of that. Mike Barrett in Discord saying Doty is an awesome guy to hang out with, by the way. He sounds it, Mike. I mean, I've heard him on Coast to Coast. He sounds pleasant. Mike Bear is also a pretty cool guy to hang out with. Just don't let him drink. But Doty's very calm. Corbin Dallas, is Art Bell's death a little suspicious? I don't think so. I really don't. People have asked me to do a bio on him. I'm a huge fan. You see pictures of him on my wall. I've covered most of his good stories here. Thanks, Art, for the content. But Art has some dark. His story has some dark parts, and I wouldn't want to get into it. Zeb, LOL. Did he just cut you off at the bar, Mike Barra? I didn't. Mike could do his own thing. I'm just teasing. I never drank with Mike. I'm deducing Mike's drunk personality from his Twitter. You read his tweets and you get an idea that, oh, this guy's got a bit of an edge. When you see Mike on Ancient Aliens, he just looks like a jolly fellow with a beard talking about aliens. But you read his Twitter, he's got a bit of an edge. Barra's in Discord now, spilling a little bit of tea on Art. Yeah, that's one of the things I would have to talk about. Art's addiction issues. There's all the stuff about his son. There's a lot of stuff. Chad for 20, much love to all. Happy New Year, and same to you, my friend. Thank you for being here tonight. There's Awa. We'll call you the Big A. Thanks for the $5. Thank you, White House team. I'm glad I got out of the hospital in time to see the live stream. Happy New Year, and thank you for your content. Well, I'm glad you're out. Why were you in? You don't have to tell me that, but I'm glad you're out. Barra's in Discord saying he's a sweet drunk. The saying in vinus veritas, right? Latin for the wine goes in and the truth comes out. That's how you know someone's true personality. Just how they are when they drink. You're a nice young lady. You're on a date with a nice young man. He seems perfectly pleasant. Maybe he's dressed well. He's clean. He smells nice. Got a good job. You get through a bottle of wine. He gets a little bit of a buzz on. He's kind of rude to the waitress. Just be done. The guy's an asshole. You want the fun drunk, like me. Me and Jen, we were fun drunks. Jen was so fun, she stopped drinking. El Dante for £5. Happy New Year. Love your content. You helped me get through difficult days. Thank you for being awesome. Best wishes to you all for 2024. Thanks, Dante. Sorry to hear about the difficult days, but they will pass. They will pass. Just hang in there. Carry 420 in Discord. Addiction touches everyone, but not everyone knows it. 100% right. When we have a couple of rules with the channel regarding sponsorship of sponsors I won't take. And one of those is gambling. So you never see, I don't want to name the names, you know who they are, but like sports betting sites, cryptocurrency sponsors, and they offer a lot of money, way more money than I don't want to name sponsors' names, but the mainstream ones. They offer a lot of money. But addiction has hit my family pretty hard. Gambling addiction is one of those that has destroyed members of my family. So I just won't support it. And boy, sometimes that drives the folks crazy. Drives them crazy. Really? But they're offering, I don't care. I don't care about it. I don't care about the money. Why? Why? I don't want to enable the destruction of someone's life. I've seen it firsthand. It's ugly. So that's why sometimes the shows are just sponsored by the Hecklefish plushie. we couldn't sign anybody that week. Greg Zoller, 199. You guys are amazing. Zing, zing, zing. Well, thanks, Greg. I appreciate that. Budweiser, Coors, advertising. I would do alcohol. Maybe that makes me a hypocrite. I guess it would depend. I'd have to think about it. We haven't had any offers from alcohol, so I'd have to think about it. But probably okay. But like CBD, I won't do that one. I turned down CBD. So yeah, Josh P saying marijuana. No, I turned down the CBD. Because remember, I worked in the industry. I worked in the cannabis industry for years. At a pretty high level in that industry for years. And I know that most CBD is just a scam. So yeah, but our company's not a scam. It probably is though. Zaltec reviews for 10 pound. How dare you? How dare you, sir? There's Kimbot. Thank you for the $10 super sticker. Frostadamus shouting out Speedweed. Yeah, that was the name of our company. We were the largest marijuana delivery service in the world for a while. And if you've ever had a cannabis gummy, you could thank us. I invented that. Maybe I'll tell that story one day. But we were the first one to have cannabis gummies. And ooh, they were strong. 80 milligrams per gummy. And Magic 6.99 Canadian. Thank you for the super sticker. Victoria's got her mouth open. She knows that how strong that is. Deep Blue 666 in Discord. AJ, where's Gino? There he is. He's there. Everybody's here. They're just waiting for the green light. Moonbomb. I'm on cannabis gummy right now. Glitch in the Matrix. It's all simulation, man. Gigawatts asking for the Victoria cam. Ryan James Barr, 80 milligrams. Holy moly. Yeah, and there were 5 in a pack. So I'll tell the full story one of these days. The short story is Gino and I, we grew a couple of plants. We were going to sell to dispensaries. The grow went bad. We had these garbage plants. We didn't know what to do with it. Gino said, hey, we can make edibles out of it. How do you do that? You boil them in butter and you make brownies. And it's just, I didn't want to do that. So like I do with this channel, I just got to reading. And eventually I came across a paper from a chemist, 1975 UCLA. It was the multi-solvent extraction of cannabinoids using different extraction methods. So I turned my kitchen into what looked like a meth lab. And after a couple of weeks, developed a process for extract. Gino was the guinea pig. Every night at 11 o'clock, he'd get an Oreo cookie, and then I check on him at 11:45. And then one night, I check on him at 11:45, and he's just, I didn't even know if he was alive. I said, Gino, I don't know if I feel it. That's the process. That's the one. So that was the extract. We sent it off to the lab in town at the time. It was called the Workshop. I don't know if they're still around. Sent it off to the lab. They called me the next morning and they said, what the hell did you send us? This is the strongest extract we've ever tested. And from there, we started an edibles business, which did very well, and then got into delivery. Maria Rivera, thank you for the $10 super sticker. She's got your ears on. Jake Best saying, this explains Gino. It does. It was all his idea. It was Gino's idea. I'm just good at homework. Gino's an idea guy. I'm a problem solver, and Jen is an operator. She gets things done. Hecklefish is clearly the Jesse to AJ's Walter. Only the shady side of Gino. Gino is all shady sides. He's multifaceted, and all facets are shady. But that's what makes him fun. Thank you, Kimbot. Another super sticker. OG Wakanobi. How's the big, heavy blanket coming? We're going to do a blanket update shortly, but it's big and it's heavy. The yarn is so thick. Last stream, someone said, is Jen crocheting ham? It's like, it kind of does look like she's making sausage in there. And Niter, Happy New Year to you. John, please tell us your most crazy New Year's story. I'd have to think about that. John, you needed to be part of like our pre-show prep, which we don't do clearly. But if you ask someone for a story, You're not going to get one. I don't even know if I have any great New Year's stories because I was a bartender for most of like the fun party years of my life. So I worked. You know, I told you I did Times Square one year and it was fun, but mostly it's miserable. But most New Year's I just spent at home just hiding. David Butler wants to hear about my DMT trip. I don't know if we may have some guppies hanging out tonight. So I don't know if I would get into that. But I'll think on it. Happy New Year to you, Frank Monday. Tyblee asking, is the blanket done? We're going to get a blanket update soon. I see Jen's tiny face behind a giant ball of yarn. Looks, suddenly Weird Al pops into my head, biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. Philly and Nettie asking, California super skunk, you blaze, AJ? I'm not really a weed guy. I'm not against it. I'll do it, but it mostly, I've got three reactions to cannabis, to weed, to marijuana, to the smoke, to the wacky weedus, the devil's lettuce. Most of the time, it gives me anxiety, so that's no fun. Then a significant percentage of the time, it just makes me tired. And then there's the 1% where it's like a good time. So it's if I'm smoking, it's usually not fun. Just the way my brain is wired. I'm type A. I'm ADHD. You know, Gino's the other side. He's the yang. Gino's just chill. Gino, you smoke whatever. It's all good, man. It's all good. That's how he is. Me, I'm like, what was this? How strong was this? What was this? Was this sativa? I can't have sativa. Linda H for $10. Florida, thank you for a great year. Looking forward to next year. Me too. Karen Metcalf gets anxiety too. Yeah, it's common with certain people. Stoning Roll, difference between indica and sativa. The chat will tell you that. Typically, sativas are a little bit more speedy and indicas a little bit more chill. But that's not 100% the case, but that's generally that's true. Yep, no, a lot of weed suggestions in the chat, so maybe I won't read all those. DL, hey DL for 10 Canadian. Finally able to re-super chat after 2 months due to YouTube ad blocking Michigas. Dropping a little Yiddish in there. I appreciate it. Happy to be back. Missed you guys. I appreciate it. Needed your Xmas Day hangout. And thank you for today. Very welcome. The ad blocking Michigas, that was, everything got fakakta, wasn't it? That was a mess. I don't know if it's sorted out, because I have a couple of profiles I use on YouTube. One has premium, so I don't see ads. And the other one's my ad blocker seems to be working. So I think I'm okay. Daryl Hood for 10. Have you heard the theory about the Phantom Time conspiracy? I have. It's called the Phantom Time. Oops. Hang on. Let me find. There he is. Have you heard about the Phantom Time? That's the Phantom Time. It's not your turn yet. It's not your turn yet, Jenny. And FYI, by the way, your camera's jumpy and skippy. Anyway, just something to think about. You may have to get closer to your Wi-Fi or get on your machine. Daryl Hood for 10. Have you heard the theory? That's the Phantom Time hypothesis. I did a full video on that. It's super interesting. This is actually the year like 1750. Cody Alley yelling cat. Must have seen a cat in the frame. Martian 0801 in Discord with the big Speedweed logo. Wow. Where'd you find that? Dennis, what about Third Man Stories? That's on the list. Kevin for 5. Happy New Year. Same to you, Kevin. Appreciate that. Bannock 95 696. Thanks for such a good year. Jim Grimm, New York, and I found the Wi-Fi's this year and love it so much. I joined the Wi-Fi's Patreon. I appreciate that. That is the best way to support the channel is Patreon. We appreciate all the members. And you do get perks. You get the videos early, no commercials. You get early access to merch. Like when the Hecklefish plushie comes out, Patreon members get that first. You also get Patreon-only merch. So like every one of our episodes has its own t-shirt, its own artwork. That's limited time stuff that drops off the store after 2 weeks, but Patreon members have access to all the back catalog of stuff. And you also get 2 extra live streams a week that are just for you, where it's not just me in a window like this. It's the whole team talking, and you with your webcam come up and talk and hang out. So that's a great way to support the channel. It's $3 a month. All right, we're almost ready to bring the team up. Hardcore VZ, thank you for those CLPs. I don't know what those are, but I appreciate it. Happy New Year to the team. Have a great 2024. Same to you. Pygar 2, what ad blocker seems to work? I don't know if I want to plug any of them or give my setup, because remember, I make my living because people don't have ad blockers. But I'm not using anything special, just stuff that you can get at the Chrome extension store, whatever they call that. I just use a few different ones. When you're searching for ad blockers, specifically search for YouTube, you might find something. I'm just checking the Discord chat. Lady T-Gun stopped using cannabis and alcohol, but was medicating due to injuries for a while. Indica made me sleepy. I would forget everything. Sativa helped me relax and stay focused with no pain. See, that's an unusual reaction to sativa, but I'm glad that that's working for you. I'm very envious of people that can, have a couple of hits off a joint and just be relaxed. Be amazing. I don't know what that's like. Carlos Cruz is here. Greetings from Mexico. No parents, no family, just me and the Wi-Files. Oh, gracias, amigo. I'm glad you're there. Sir Corbin, do Dog People episode. I did the Michigan Dog Man, but it's hard to find because it got demonetized and just got crushed by YouTube. But I did cover it. Trumpus, yeah, I'm drinking a little bourbon, but I've got it pretty watered down. Newborn boss baby, their microphone sounds doesn't work. AJ, LOL, he doesn't notice. Cry emoji, laugh emoji. Their microphone doesn't work. He doesn't notice. Cry emoji, laugh.
His brain danced a perplexing tango as he tried to unravel the enigma wrapped in a tortilla of whatever the hell this is.
There's Scott Stapleton, $100.
Human, I want you to know I said human. Thank you for all the dough. Tipping, as I'm sure you will find, always is a good time. Ooh, it's fun to tip the FISH. It's fun to tip the FISH.
We're back. Jenny, how are you on this New Year's Eve?
I am good. Thank you.
Now you're not skipping anymore. I think it's because our couch is so far from the Wi-Fi, or maybe your blanket is so thick that microwave radiation can't penetrate it, that you're crocheting some type of shielding. You're actually, Jen is knitting a Faraday cage.
Yes. No, I think it was just the iPad.
Oh, but we're going to need a blanket update.
Well, it's in the other room. I'm almost halfway done.
And what is going on in my foyer there? I just see boxes and just, what is this mess?
Well, Costco
No wool.
delivery came today, and then FedEx came, and
These
this
are
is
not
leftover
your
Christmas.
junk. Are you creating junk piles?
I'm not creating junk piles. No,
Jen's not what you'd call neat.
Clutter doesn't bother me until it does.
Let's put it like, let's say there's like dirty dishes piled as high as your chin in the sink. That wouldn't bother you.
Get that bad. I do not let it get that bad. Gina's looking stylish tonight. Did you get your
Gina
hair
with a
cut?
new haircut.
Yeah, looking good.
It's actually not a new haircut. It's just
It's
I'm not
not?
wearing a White House hat. No.
Oh,
All right.
looking good. Looking good.
Looking pretty good.
You know, I'm not at work. I'm not all merched out. I'm sorry. I'm not pushing the products. Hey, go to thewifehouse.com and get your merch.
So you're going out tonight for the New Year's celebration?
I'm gonna hop around Vegas for a little while.
Hop around Vegas for a little while. Okay. And Victoria, what are you doing this evening?
Hi, Happy New Year's, everyone. I am with some of my best friends over at their home and hanging out with you guys.
You're streaming from your friend's home
I am.
and you're showing us their whole home.
Oh my God, that's so
Um,
funny.
It looks like your friends do very well. It's a nice home.
So what I was trying to tell you was that somebody in the chat
I mean,
said that
it looked like they had a pool table in there. They have a pool
Oh.
table there?
Yeah, it's called being kidless.
Oh.
I like this style.
so somebody in the chat said that they're driving Uber and they had a fare and they were listening to the show and their fare recognized the Wi-Files.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
that's fun.
So I thought that was fun.
That's fun. So are you able to get the blanket? They're killing me.
Yeah, hang on just a second. Let me go get it.
And Gino, where are you that it's chaotic?
I'm in the other room at Victoria's friend's house.
Oh, okay. That's where we're going after this.
This is in walking distance to home, so.
Oh, it is?
Mhm.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's
Here's the
amazing.
blanket so far.
Jim Russell, very excited to see the blanket.
Look at that ball.
So yeah. Oh, and this is the yarn. So
Yeah, so on this camera, it does look pinkish, so it does look like you're making sausages. It looks like you're crocheting ham.
it's like a mustard yellow.
I
see
know.
mustard.
Yeah. So
There's that Francis for $10.
Hey, thanks for the tip.
YFM, I'm watching the ball drop with you. Verily, I doth thank ye from the bottom of mine heart for this year of our Lord 2023. The last 365 days were made much better by you five. Happy New Year. That's nice of
Happy
you
New
to remember
Year, Zach.
everybody. Anthony Hammond, Gertie loves her blanket. Yeah, that could almost cover a camel.
she'll love it when I'm finished.
Mo, Jen is not a crazy crochet lady. She has the cats, but she's not one of those.
I have to find electric. I'll be right back.
Okay. I get in like craft modes. Like I'll decide I'm gonna crochet for the next, 6 weeks, and I'll buy all the yarn and I'll make one project, and then I'll be like, I'm dumb. I don't want to do this anymore. And then I'll move on to something else.
Victoria, are you going to introduce your friends?
Would you like me to?
Would they like you to? I don't
Oh,
know.
a couple of single pilots. People might want to meet them.
Did Gino say he was at your friend's house?
Yeah.
Is he?
Where's Gino? We don't know.
Could be.
He could be.
I am the bug for 5. I still want to see your take on the Hutchison effect. I'm going to cover that. That's an anti-gravity technology. So we'll cover that at some point. Sybil says the blanket is looking good.
Thanks, Sybil.
Mischief says, Raffle, Jen, that's me too. I don't know what that means. Is she also a slob?
No,
Or
she
she's-
said she does that too. She decides she's gonna craft something and she buys all the stuff, and then you make one thing and then you go, yeah, I want something else now to do.
I'm so guilty of that.
How big is this blanket going to be? I mean, is this?
It's gonna be. It could fit on our bed. What's that face for?
Didn't make a face. Joseph King, thank you for the 10 euros. Dina 81. Any of them? Any of those single pilots looking for a 42-year-old wife? I'm here. Well, I know the first thing that they're going to say. Pics.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get my single pilots over here.
What are we going to try? We're going to try to make a love match.
Hold on. Let me unplug.
Hello. We're gonna get a lot of comments.
What's your name, young man?
Benjamin.
Benjamin. Benjamin, if you were going to take Dina out on a date, where would you take her?
What does Dina like to do?
No. You're planning the perfect date for Dina. We're
He's too young to know this show, but go ahead. What would be the perfect date for your first date?
The perfect date?
well, not your perfect date, because I know what a perfect first date is. We can't say that here. It would be what her perfect date is.
I think we'd start at Chili's.
Start at Chili's. All right.
There you go.
There you go.
Down to earth guy.
Down to earth. Have a burger, not too pretentious, but you can still drink.
There you go.
All right. Dina, there you go. How do you like Chili's? Dina says she likes Chili's. We may have a love match here.
Perfect.
Come to Vegas.
Nice to meet you, Dina.
Thank you,
Thanks for being
Benjamin.
a good sport.
There he goes. There's Benjamin, the single pilot, taking all these lovely ladies to Chili's.
I like Chili's.
They make a good burger.
They do.
Katie getting very excited about the love connection. Jackie Daytona with the correct GIF or GIF.
Kim asked if he could be tonight's giveaway.
Who asked that?
Kim asked.
They want you to be tonight's giveaway.
Be tonight's giveaway.
Is that what we're doing? We're giving away a date with a young, handsome single pilot
In Vegas.
in Vegas.
Does he like barbecue foot rubs?
Oh my God.
I mean, I can't be in the running.
You can be.
You could be in the running.
Auction. Let's start an auction.
Well, yeah, but does Gino want Dina or Benjamin?
Oh, yeah, a pilot. I mean,
Yeah, he wants the pilot.
He wants the pilot.
what are we talking about?
Good
here?
choice.
So Dina 81, this is a very funny comment. She types, "My face is beet red" right now with this laughing emoji. But here's the thing. She spelled beet, B-E-A-T.
Oh,
So it makes me think that her face was just beet red. But I think you meant two E's there, Dina. Unless, I'm not here to kink shame.
you know, it's so funny because people like, there are phrases like that people will swear a certain way, and it's not.
Example.
What did somebody say the other? Oh, like butt naked instead of buck naked.
Oh, these, right.
Right. Yeah.
There are a lot of those.
You know, those kinds of things.
Mac Daddy Corner, hashtag kink shame free. Yeah, I mean, if Dina's into a little hanky spanky, that's none of our concern.
Okay. Move it along.
Move it along. Benjamin's ears perking up, I've noticed. There is Stacy Pritchard. Wow, $50.
I'm a goldfish. In a steel bowl I swim. I wanted a tip. I wanted a tip.
Thank you for that, Stacy. Mischief making a comment in the Discord. This one drives me nuts. I couldn't care less versus I could care less.
Right.
That one drives me nuts. But I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy who goes, actually, it's I couldn't care less. I'm not that guy. But
So
in
you
my
could
head, I
care
am.
less?
In my head, I'm judging you. I mean, could we tell a couple of Victoria-isms or no?
Oh, no. I think that should be a segment.
Yes, you told us to come up with our segments for our meeting.
I've
Everyone
got
has a little
4.
thing. You got 4? You've come
Yeah,
up with
because
4?
Gina said he had more than 3, so I had to at least come up with 4. I'm competitive.
I got ideas here. Hey.
He's got ideas.
Guys are making me look bad. I've got to come up with some.
I came up with them last night in bed, and I told Neil, please remember these for me.
Zeb is asking, and I'll ask this of Victoria. How does everyone feel when they say especially?
What? That one doesn't bother me.
That one doesn't bother you?
No,
No, because I probably do it.
I find it endearing.
AC making a good point. Victoria-isms are not YouTube safe. That's
Some of them aren't.
some of them aren't.
No.
There's Billy Bob. Happy New Year to you all from Jack and B2, Alberta, Canada. Happy New Year, Billy Bob.
Happy New Year.
Well, I am going to sign off, guys. Happy New Year. Thank you for letting me come on, but I don't think I'll be able to stream from my phone from where I am.
Tell me something I don't know. Where's Gino? Oh shit, where he go? Tell me something I don't know. Where's Gino? Oh shit, where he go?
Aw, Happy New Year,
Happy
Gino.
New Year, Gino.
All right, Happy New Year, little brother.
Are we having our pitch meeting tomorrow morning or Tuesday morning?
Depends on how many people show up to the office.
Right. I'm getting the, like, Nathan was here yesterday, sleeping in his chair all day. And on his way out, he said, all right, see you Tuesday. And I was like, no, but Jen and I had this conversation last night. I said, people are off Monday. She's like, no. I said, I think people are generally off on New Year's Day. She's like, that's not true. I said, I think it's a federal holiday. She's like, I don't know about that. People can come in. All right, well, we'll see.
I know it's a federal holiday, but
You know that now.
I knew that before.
Can we have Benjamin pipe down? He's hitting it.
He's kidding.
Sneak Benjamin, my digits. I guess I'll see you guys in the morning.
All right,
See you. Bye, Gino.
there he goes.
Happy New Year.
Where'd he go? Tim Malicious with Victoria. That's got to be a Jack and Coke.
This is the official drink of the Y-Files Discord.
What is that?
It's rum, bamboo. Mischief is just like you with nicotine gum. Mischief has gotten the Discord mods all on this. So I don't even drink.
One of those is better to be addicted to than the other.
I think she just means she's sharing her love of it with everyone. I don't think she means she drinks it every 5 minutes.
No.
Do we have to check the drawers under her desk to see what's down there?
No. It's
You
fine.
Rum is the official drink of Discord, huh?
It tastes like bananas.
Mischief, you have been outed. And you guys can jump on Discord right now, and you can meet the famous Mischief and the Hybrid. The Hybrid is there as well.
The hybrid. Cat. There's the hybrid. There he is.
Get on cam, Hybrid.
There he
Oh!
is. Hey! Howdy, howdy.
Hello, hello.
It's late
How
where
close are
you
we?
are.
How close are we to New Year's? Where you are there, Bramlett?
Okay.
All
Can't
right,
hear
that's
you, but
fine.
that's all right.
All right.
He can't hear you?
I can't hear him.
Oh.
At least he doesn't work in IT for a living. But while he's fixing that, there's Kimbot. Thank you for the $20 super sticker. Appreciate that.
Yes, wiggle it just a little bit. I say wiggle it. Thanks for the tip, human.
Is Mrs. Bramlett out on the town with the girls?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
Can you hear me? Right.
we
What
can
was
hear
the
you.
question? Sorry.
Where's Mrs. Bramlett?
Well, she's in the other room. She was trying to get me to ask what the yarn weight was for that blanket.
What is the yarn weight?
I'm not sure. I know that they have you use a 25.
Hang on. Is there a gangster rap battle happening in Victoria's party? Do you hear that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Go ahead, Jennifer. Now I can hear you. I heard all kinds of. They were dropping beats.
All I know is that it's the biggest. It's like one of the heaviest yarns, and they tell you to use a 25 millimeter crochet hook. So it's a big one. It's Bernat extra chunky blanket.
And that crochet device doesn't look like a vibrator. I just don't see it. It does not look like a sex toy at all.
So the fireworks have started here, and the cats are not digging it at all. At all.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Jane Hopkins, what happened to the other single pilot? I guess we need to get a look at him too.
He's being shy. Benji, you're going to come.
That's all right. He can be shy. He doesn't have to be put on the.
Benji, it's your turn.
He doesn't have to be put on the live market over
They
here.
want you now. You can
So
come
what?
meet
We've got a Benjamin and a Benji.
Benji.
He doesn't. He doesn't have to come over.
I'm doing my best here, Dina, but I'm not sure it's going to happen.
That's all right.
Zeb saying only 12,000 people watching. It's no biggie, Ben. No biggie. Science of the Right for 5 found you earlier this year. Thank you for all you do. Happy New Year. Please do an episode on Skinwalker or more anti-gravity technology. Both are coming up. Science on the Right. Doc Holliday, my wife wants to see the other single pilots.
Well, it's not going to happen.
Doc Holliday's wife is screaming for beefcake over here. I don't understand.
We're not Magic Mike Live over here.
But I mean, I'll do it if Bramlett will. Shirts off.
This ain't something you want to see.
There's Kitty Marziale for $5. Keep on rambling. And Happy New Year from the Krabby Cat. Happy New Year to you, Kitty. Thank you for supporting.
Marziale.
Well, I see Victoria's. What is going on?
I don't know.
I got taxed. I asked for a cookie.
Oh. I have New Year's apple pie in the fridge in the garage.
There's Jess Marchand for $2 Canadian. Love the White House. Best show on YouTube. 3.1 million. Is it 3.1 already?
Oh yeah.
I go through chunks of time, and I'm in one now where I don't look at the stats because I was just so unhappy with the last premiere. I haven't even looked at the stats since then. It was a shit show.
It was a shit show. It wasn't your fault, but it was a shit show.
There was a little my fault, but not completely. Craig Cody feels bad that all Victoria got was a half-eaten cookie. And Oscar Banks shouting LSU. in the chat. Rusty Gizmo, Happy New Year's, years. Can I get a shout out to my wife Amanda and my 3 boys, Leo, Sammy, and Silas? Thank you for the amazing content. Thanks for supporting, Rusty.
Hey, Amanda and Leo and Sammy and Silas. Happy New Year.
Silas, I like that. It's a cool name. I like that name.
Cool name.
Aaron W, 12,000 ain't bad considering what night it is. I don't think so. I don't think it's bad considering that I don't do anything.
I have to go back up to this this comment here.
What do you got?
Chris Mitten. So lame to be knitting on a live stream with 12,000 viewers. Who is she? Well, Chris, I'm AJ's wife. So if I want to knit on the live stream, I can knit on the live stream.
Chris doesn't understand content creation either. Because if you were to do a Twitch channel where all you did was just knit, thousands of people would watch that for hours.
100%. Yep.
That's right. Chris is young.
I'm sorry if
He'll
you
come
think I'm lame.
Zaltec Reviews, 10 pound. Anyone else think that Jen is the spitting image of Serinda Swan from Reacher? Jen is prettier than Serinda.
Well, thank you.
Well, you are. But no Reacher spoilers, please. Because we haven't watched it yet. But I don't. If it's based on one of the earlier books, I probably read it though. Right? This season's based on one of the books, right?
I'm sure it is. The last one was.
Rob R for $10. Love the show. Any thoughts on a show about the London Hammer? Happy New Year to all. I don't know that one. Rob, send it into the tips line and we'll take a look at that. Fu Man, take a shot for every stitch. Yikes.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Not a good idea.
No.
No. Mm-mm.
No, I'm 20 miles from home. Not a good idea. But we're 1 hour to go, right?
Yeah.
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 Let's see what's going on in Times Square. Times Square and Victoria listening to the same radio station, it seems.
They're unhinged in Times Square. That's a little Usher there.
A little Usher there.
Little Usher they were playing.
Helena Wilcox for 10 Australian. I love from Irish Last Lost in Oz. My 50s are swell. I'm glad to hear that. Irish
Wow.
Last Lost in Oz.
And then Kevin Crook says, we're here for Hecklefish and the shows. We don't give a crap about your knitting skills or your Costco apple pies. There's some nasty people in the chat tonight, I think.
Wow.
Oh, that makes me sad.
Oh, don't be sad. There were way more people asking for a blanket update.
I know.
ToyTube asking for a Bigfoot episode. It's you shouldn't have attacked the blanket. This is what happens. Do you see what happens, Larry? This is what happens.
When you fight a man in the Alps.
Joe P for $5.
Ooh, mamacita. Thanks for the tip, human.
Joe P, the official beard of the Y-Files. To the Y-Files team, a heartfelt thank you for a year of awesome content. Wishing you all a very happy new year. Can't wait for 2024. Can't wait to see what the beard happens to the beard in 24.
Yeah.
It's getting magical. The hybrid, are you going to keep growing yours or do you maintain it that length?
Maintain it. Yeah.
All right.
Try to keep it clean.
Kim bought another $5 super sticker. Thank you for that. Katie in Discord saying, it's just blanket envy. Don M, hopefully 2024 isn't a repeat of 2020. Well, I expect there to be some kind of crisis or pandemic every 4 years or so. Jay Co for $10. Thanks for The awesome, fun stories go Bitcoin. We love us some Bitcoin. Kaladin with the correct GIF in the chat. Walter Sobchak with the samurai sword. Oh no, that was the crowbar, right? Walter beat up the Corvette with the crowbar. Explore Reality for 20 euros. This channel has made a huge impact on me since I discovered it in 2023. Wanted to wish you the best for 2024. Thanks, Explore Reality. I appreciate that.
Look at that. What was Chino doing?
I don't know what he was doing.
You know, it gets cold. It's New Year's Eve, right? Rocking my fur coat.
Nice.
It's baton.
There you go.
Nitronium in the chat asking for an apple pie update now. Now that's just poking the bear. That's all he's doing is antagonizing.
I don't have to be up here. I can go crochet on the couch.
Do you want to go crochet on the couch?
No, but I am going to go get some apple pie soon.
Uh-oh. Did you spot something in the chat? Are they talking about your vibrator?
No.
Jake Best, we are seeing major Geno character development tonight. Jerry Casales, look into Mexico Zone of Silence. I would like to do, I've covered it here and there. Not enough to be a whole episode, I don't think. But that's an area of Mexico where no electromagnetic radiation works at all, which has allegedly caused the downing of a couple of UFOs. Jen, someone's asking, how do you get through the Van Allen radiation belt?
Oh, hang on.
There you go.
There you go.
That was also something else that Nathan, one of our editors, was teaching a stripper last night. He was teaching her how to get through the radiation belts. I mean, that's the Y-Files. That's what we do. We educate strippers here in Vegas. Yellow Umbrella Homebrew for $5. Happy New Year's, Y-Files fam. Happy to spend tonight with y'all. P.S. Look into Dolores Cannon. We need an episode on her work. I don't know who she is, but we'll look into it.
Yeah, you do. She comes up all the time. She's written a bunch of books. We'll cover her at some point.
Ash wants you to stay.
Well,
Jennifer.
thank you, Ash.
Morn, is Jen crocheting with Mr. Naughty? It looks like it, doesn't it? Do you miss having Mr. Naughty around the house? Oh. Looks like my Naughty's bigger than your Naughty.
Yup. It is.
Here's Jared Fletcher for 20. I'm deployed in the Middle East currently and love your episodes. Nice way to unwind. I appreciate that, Jared.
Thank you for your service, Jared.
Get home soon. Get home safe.
Yep.
Watch out for camel spiders. Keith Eichley in Discord getting very excited for Dolores. Ivar, I need to see the blanket's final form. I think it's gonna be a square, right?
It's going to be a rectangle,
It'll be a rectangle.
like a blanket.
All right. I didn't put that up. Someone wants me to read that. Sean Martin would love to see an episode on human aliens living among us.
No, sorry. So we can't star the chat, so I'm having to do them manually. So we love you guys. Please, I apologize if I miss your super chat or if I do things like that. Sorry. It's like the chat's going so fast. It's like hard to catch them.
I just turned on Auto Star.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Life with Ron. No. Banox696, such a good, thanks for such a good year. Jim Grimm, New York. I found the White Files this year. Love it so much. I joined Patreon. Read that one already, but I'm happy to read it again. Where are we? That's where we are. Life with Ron for $2. Happy New Year. Love your videos and your voice. Clearly talking to Victoria. She appreciates that. Casey, Jen, your cam is flipped.
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, when I'm doing this with my left hand, but it doesn't look like it.
It doesn't?
I mean, when I look at the camera, everything's opposite. But I don't care.
I think maybe Casey has an issue in her temporal lobe. Think she needs a CAT scan?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I just don't know how she knew my camera was flipped.
I just have.
That's how your camera always is.
I know.
Amphibious 1 for 5. Great. Now I can't comment anymore. This place is swarming with CIA now because Cuddly Charlie. Yeah, they're everywhere, man. Tino, Jen, thanks for sharing my Uber story, LOL.
Oh.
From Tino.
You're welcome.
Dina 81, the Matrix is breaking, huh? Stealth Drone wants you to hold the cat up.
Oh,
I don't think.
He's over on the chair staring at me. He's mad because he was laying on the blanket on the couch. And when I got up, he had to move.
Randy, all those boxes in your foyer are spillover from the back rooms. They could be. Back rooms, that's one of my favorite episodes. Sarah wants to know, is Jen left-handed?
Yes.
All right. She can be succinct sometimes. Kim bought again for $10. Another super sticker. Just randomly dropping the super stickers in there.
All through. Yeah, she has lots. Thank you, Kim.
The Reactiverse for 20. Thanks for doing the episode of NDEs. I suggested it on the Search for Noah's Ark, and 2 weeks later, you came out with the video. Your actual hero NDEs give me strength and an excitement for the present and the future. I'm glad to hear that, Reactverse. The NDEs episode was supposed to leave people feeling hopeful, not dark. They left me feeling hopeful. Victoria, where do you think you go when you die?
Well, I'm hoping there's more, but I'm hoping it's a part of the big universe, but I'm a skeptic, so I kind of think we just black out.
Might just be black?
Might just be black, but I hope not.
I hope not. But if it is, we're not going to care.
Exactly. I want to believe. I'm going to.
Andrew, there are no bad people in the chat. John Davis, thank you. I'm glad you liked the episode. Tracy A. Jen, any chance you can do a 5 to 10 minute short on how to make that blanket, please?
Yes, I can do that for you.
Where would you post that? Not on my channel.
Backstage?
I guess that would be all right.
I think that would be all right.
Or we can start the what files. Start there.
No, I don't think that'll do it. But
I
backstage,
can put it on the HAL files.
Backstage would be all right. Bramlett says we'll call it the Yarn Files.
There you go.
Rob McClish, thank you for the $20 super sticker. Deacon Yates, let's do a remote viewing experiment with everyone right now. Pick something off screen and let us try to reach out. You'll be surprised at the results.
That's creepy.
I've seen this done in training sessions. I don't know how real it was, but I've seen it done where after just a day of training, people were able to remote view with 80% accuracy something that was close by.
That's crazy.
See Victoria flirting with Benji? Do you see that?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
He's out of here.
I don't know what's up with StreamYard tonight, but the chat is like all over the place. Like I have like the same 3 or 4 chats at the bottom that just stay at the bottom, and other
As far
ones
as live streams go, this one is terrible.
The ones from X don't move, and you have to look up. It's been driving me crazy.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Is streaming to X screwing up our mojo?
It's doing weird things tonight.
Oh, is that where the crappy chats are coming in from X?
That's probably true.
In StreamYard, you can see where they come from.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But mean chats usually come from X, and the really nice ones usually come from Facebook.
Yeah.
Mike Brescia, Happy New Year's, everyone. I thought I was going to be alone. This is great. You're not alone, my friend.
Happy New
Not when you're with
Year.
us. That looks like a little Marvin the Martian.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
And he's smoking a doobie. His eyes are all red.
Oh, he's a stoned Marvin Martian?
Yeah.
Oh dear, I'm feeling a little high. Melanie Lord for 20, Happy New Year's. And the point is you're here with all your fellow Wi-Filers. What better people to celebrate with? So happy you find your channel and never try to miss the new ones. Don't ever miss the new ones, Melanie.
Don't miss them. Don't
I
miss
wish-
them.
I guess I'm not allowed to put the Discord up here, right? There's some great
No.
pictures.
No.
Some great tinfoil hat pictures for Aerolance. Joe
No.
P's beard is looking strong.
Well, if people want to see him, they can go join the Discord.
Guido Sarducci, say hi to Charlie. Hi, Charlie. That Guido Sarducci, that's Father Guido Sarducci, I assume. These ladies are too young to remember him, but I know who you're talking about.
I know Father Guido Sarducci. Thank you.
MDR for 20 to 4 million and beyond. Thanks for a killer 2023, and may 2024 be even better. I hope so. Ponytail. Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be a kaboom. I remember that one.
Somebody was just asking about the pineal gland.
What do they want to know about it?
If there's hidden power to be found in the pineal gland. We're going to actually be doing a pineal gland episode coming up shortly.
So you'll find out very shortly, within the next couple of weeks.
Well, we moved it, but yeah.
Wide Awake, excellent job in the NDEs. I'm glad you enjoyed that one. Chris Bennett, I met Guido Sarducci in a men's room.
Okay.
I mean, that's one place to talk to a priest, I guess. It's fine.
Right.
Most of my fans I meet in men's rooms.
It's true. It's true. You're big with the bathroom attendant set.
Big with the bathroom attendant set. We were at a restaurant not too long ago, and I'm at the urinal doing what you do there, and I could feel the bathroom attendant staring at me. And I'm feeling vulnerable. I don't want to be stared at when I'm in that position. And I turned around and he goes, I know your face. I know your face. I said, from YouTube? He goes, yes. And the fish.
Wi-Files.
Wi-Files, fish. Yes. He didn't know my name, but he did know the fish, and he did see my genitals. Melissa Bowden for $2. Hit that like button, people. Melissa dropping plugs in the chat. I appreciate that. Dan W., are the Hecklefish Go cards still available?
Yes.
Those are pre-order, or they're available?
They're pre-order right now. But yeah.
Right now, yeah.
So I would say no, they're not available, but
Right.
but you can get on the pre-order. Katie wants to put together a gateway remote viewing group, test back and forth. I would do that if I had the time and to commit to it. I'd do that.
But now, wasn't there something about the tapes and the frequency that it could also completely scramble your brains?
It could. For some people, it could cause seizures and
a complete psychiatric break from reality?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, you just have to take the risk. That's the price you pay for your consciousness to leave your body. You don't want to try it?
No.
I'm going to slip the headphones on you whilst you sleep.
I would be so mad at you.
Yeah, well. Zaltech Reviews, thank you for the 20-pound super sticker. Mike Muddle, you could be under the blanket for protection. The Faraday cage.
That's right.
What do you have, a cat?
I have a cat.
He doesn't like to be held.
Well, he's been very needy and huggy today.
About to say, he looks very comfy in her arms.
Danny Bandito for $20. Thanks for the live stream tonight. Caught the Christmas stream as well. Thanks for keeping us all company, and God bless you and your family in the new year of 2024. Same to you, Danny. Thank you for the nice words and the support. Happy to be here for you. Happy New Year's, nerds. And Happy New Year's to you. Dr. Omega wondering, will you be offering Faraday blankets in the store?
Yes.
Michael Vachon, tinfoil blanket would be useful.
They make those. They
Like,
call them emergency blankets, but yeah, they make them.
and the heaty blanket.
Well, the
Jackal
ones that
GB
they
says
have
that's
in,
not a
like,
cat,
that
it's
go
a
back-
small bear.
He's a big boy.
Gary McLean, here's some cash towards some maple syrup for the waffle Jen is knitting. Gary Sedan, thank you for making me not feel alone. You're very welcome, Gary. You're always welcome here.
Happy New Year.
Dade Murphy is still waiting for Hecklefish's origins. We all are. Oh, is Robin Sparkles moderating tonight as well?
Yep. It's one of our awesome mods.
She's doing a great job.
Always.
Somebody watched the last live stream because they said AJ is a lucky man. If Jen was single, I'd let her buy me an expensive meal and pay for the valet parking. That happened.
Cat Daddy podcast show. I don't know if you're yelling holla or ola. I can't tell what you're doing. I would pay for a Hecklefish or Wi-Fi survival blanket. Says I am the bub. It's not a bad idea. Byron L for $20. Have Jen show progress on the throw. I'm invested in the project.
I did. I stopped for a little bit because my arm was getting sore. So it's big. It's big. It's big. I'm getting there.
Oh my God. I'm just proud of you for sticking with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen you make a lot of blankets that turned out to be half scarves and then garbage.
Right. Right.
I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm bored.
I'm bored. Buzz Darkin and the Mastiffs for 10 Happy New Year's to the Wi-Fi's team from the Mastiffs and I. Same to you, Buzz. Buzz, very reliable, always in the patron streams. Lady T-Gon or Tygon wants a feature-length Hecklefish origin story.
Ooh.
That's basically all of our ads, all of our sponsor ads. Oh crap, do I have to record a sponsor ad shortly as well?
Yeah. It's been approved.
I've got quite a few days ahead of me.
Yeah, there's a lot happening.
Gonna be a busy week.
Busy week. Kimbot is again with a $10 super sticker.
Thank you, Kimbot.
Hecklefish's resolutions for 2024 from RP. I don't know. He hasn't told me. I know he's not going to give up vodka. That's a no.
No.
Maybe he needs to give up Gertie.
He would never do that. Besides, the postage to send her back would be outrageous.
Had to do the crate with the holes.
Yeah. Yeah. We already redid our whole backyard.
Deep Six is in chemo, so no party this year. Thank you so much for this. Sorry to hear that, Deep Six. Good luck with that. I hope that works out for you.
Yes.
I know how hard that could be. It was with Dad for many sessions of that. The titmouse. Wi-Fi has become a family tradition this year. The merch is becoming a regular thing for birthdays, and y'all have genuinely made 2023 more fun. Happy New Year to the whole crew, and thank you for all you do. You're very welcome,
Tethmas.
I'm sorry?
Tethmas?
It sounds like you have a lisp.
Happy New Year to you too.
Myth, yes. Pelagic 6, $100.
I'm so tired, I'm a human. We've been together too long. I should have my own show. The moron says I am wrong. So while he lay there sleeping, I had my laptop in bed. So I logged into Reddit. There was a message that read, do you want to be on YouTube? Do you like to entertain? Come and be my co-host. You only need half a brain. If you like aliens and pyramids, conspiracies get you high, then you're the co-host I'm looking for. Message me and apply.
Pelagic 6, Happy New Year. Appreciate you taking the time to stream for us today. You're very welcome. And thank you for that generous tip. Very, very generous and very helpful. Someone was just asking for a shout out. Oh, Luis Contreras begging with 6 prayer emojis for a shout out to Christine Ramos.
Hey, Christine.
No, you have to do it. It's Luis Contreras. Yeah. Hola, mami. Come on. Hola, mami.
No, I'm not doing that.
Papi? Hi, Christine Ramos. Happy New Year to you. And you can blame Luis for all those jokes that we just... Red John for £5. Happy...
The Scottish New Year, the first day.
How do you pronounce that word?
Okay, that's not my territory, but I know what it means.
Jen, go ahead and give it a shot.
Nope.
If she won't even try, y'all definitely not.
I'm already getting picked on enough in the chat. I'm not doing any of that stuff.
Jirai, is that a Rupert Holmes video? Well, sure. That's who sings the song. Is that Mike Barra wearing Hecklefish slippers with Victoria on his screen that I see in the Discord?
Where? No, I'm not with what?
No. I'm not on the Discord, so I don't know.
Oh, you're not on the Discord?
No, I'm just in StreamYard.
There's Mark for £5. Ever thought about a video on the legend of the Jersey Devil? We'll throw that in with the cryptids, our cryptids listicle video. What?
Ring.
Jack Barnes, are you trying to pronounce that word? Avatar guy, very reliable in the chat. Thank you for your time tonight, Jen.
You're welcome.
Thank you for pulling some time away from watching YouTube videos about toes and gardening.
So now you're going to pick on me too.
I walked in the bedroom the other night and you had some toe video on that I couldn't even. I mean, I audibly squeaked when I looked at it. I couldn't even hold it in.
I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I can't. What is on the TV?
It was like scraping something off toes.
It was an ingrown toenail that was being treated.
Well,
I don't know.
He was treating the F out of it. Call church 5. 23 was a rough year for me. Songs lost a big chunk of my family, but you guys helped me pull through it. Thank you. Sorry to hear that call. 24 is going to be better, I promise.
That's right.
Joe P in Discord saying, wow, toe videos, LOL. Oh, Jen loves the toe video. The grosser, the better. Oozing, bloody, pussy, all of it.
But at the end, beautiful. Fixed.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Fixed.
Fixed. Rallis for 10. Hey, man, love your work. Can you shout out my wife, Jen Scott, to feel better? She's got COVID. Oh, sorry to hear that, Jen.
Oh, Jen Scott, feel better.
Feel better. I hope things stop tasting weird.
I didn't get the tasting weird thing when I got COVID.
You did not get that. Whoever removed those last 2 super chats, there was 2 that I did not read.
I'm not even touching anything. I'm going to throw Victoria.
No, that would be my bad. Yeah, I'm under that bus because I thought you'd read them. Okay.
Debbie Peterson for 5. Hubby Jim B-Day at 12:09 a.m. January 1st, 1970. Wow.
Chris's birthday my sister Chris, her birthday is New Year's Day. She was born 55 seconds after midnight. I have to shout out her birthday.
Well, it's not a competition.
Was she the first baby? Was she the first baby?
The first baby of the new year in Kansas City.
Debbie, I'm sorry that this all became about them, but I want Jimmy Peterson to have a wonderful birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
And Jen, can you please tell Chris it's not all about her? Nikki B for 5. Happy New Year, Mom, kids, grands, and family. Mandan Hidasat Akira Nation. I don't know about that last part, but I'm all about the first part. Jenny, can you pronounce that Mandan part?
You just did it. You did a great job.
Thank you. Christopher Meeker for 5. Good to see you back in the chat. Thank you for the super sticker. The Patriotics got the flu in me. I got the flu in me. Sorry to hear that, man. Jack Barnes he really wants to pronounce that word. But it's the chat, though, so we can't hear you. Well, I like his commitment. I appreciate it. Draculich in Discord wants Hecklefish slippers, but they're out of stock for my size. Yes, they are.
Yeah. I think they're going to pre-order some more, but I have to check with them.
Yeah, so I mean, they're not even, you can't even buy them, I don't think. I think small is all that's left, and that's that.
Right.
Wayne Apparent thinks that I've had too much bourbon.
It's somebody that doesn't watch the chats normally, so they don't know that this is just how you are.
Right. This is just what it is.
I think it's awesome.
There's Tessa Burkhammer, Tessa with a $10 super sticker. Appreciate that. Thank you for your support. Happy New Year to you and your family.
I like her profile pic.
Katie says, nah, he's good. I'm fine.
He's good. He's fine.
I've been pacing myself. Keith Eichley says there's no such thing as too much. I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, this stream is, we're going to end this at 9:30, and I will resume my celebration at 10 o'clock.
Yep.
I've got a hard couple of days. I deserve a little relaxation.
Yes, you do.
This is going to be such a good episode this week.
He's very excited about it. So that's good.
Bosco saying, just remember, AJ, you've got over 100 witnesses here that saw you drink tea all night.
That's right.
Appreciate you having my back. Sonny, hey, $50.
That's me in the fishbowl. That's me on the YouTube, begging you for money. I need to buy a little more booze, and I don't know if I can do it. Oh no, I need $10. I haven't got enough.
Sonny, happy New Year, AJ and team. SoCal transplant missing family back east. Can people you've never met be considered friendly faces? That's where I am tonight. Cheers to the new year. Absolutely, Sonny.
Yes, glad you're here.
We're all friendly faces here for you, brother. But SoCal, I like that better in New Year's Eve than New York. I'm not built for cold weather.
No, he's not. He's not.
Vincenzo's favorite Y-Files was Artie Bell time traveling last year and the Hollow Moon. I don't know which Art Bell time travel. Maybe Mike Markham. That was a fun episode.
Yeah.
Guitarzo lives in Kansas City, born and raised. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. Woo!
I say go Raiders.
No.
Showing the Chiefs that this might not be their year.
Boo.
Well, they always limp into the playoffs and end up with the Super Bowl. KH for hi, new sub here. Welcome. Want to ask, would you also go through conspiracy theory like JFK assassination or DB Cooper? JFK, we certainly will. DB Cooper, if I can find some new info on it, I'll cover it. Ed sir, OMG, it's 5:30 a.m. here. I'd better hit the hay. Well, you can hang in there 28 more minutes. We're going to watch the Bulls drop.
Bull. Got to the bull.
Got to wait for the Bull. Brendan Cole, go Cowboys? Nope. Go Lions? Says Reg, Lions good this year. All right, good to see some Raiders fans in the chat. I get a lot of hate at home. Mrs. Nevas, Mrs. N for £10. Happy New Year from Norwich, UK. 2:20 a.m. Love the Y-Files. You guys got me through some dark days after losing my dad and best friend Tony. Thank you for all you do. Sorry to hear that, Mrs. N. I know how it hurts.
Thank you, and glad that you're here with us tonight.
Me too. DB Cooper was my uncle. Well, someone's uncle. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Someone's uncle. Billy Reed for $10. Never even considered sending a super chat to a YouTube channel until I found the Y-Files. Greatest show out there. Keep it up. Well, thanks, Billy.
Thank you, Billy. That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, always remember your first. Now everyone's just shouting out their sports ball favorites.
Mm-hmm.
There's Maniac Maynor. Happy New Year to my favorite show on the interwebs. Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Happy New Year.
I'm just checking out the chat. Programmer X is here, longtime viewer of the channel from the very early days. Dina loved the section of your dad in the NDE episode. Really heartfelt and exactly why I love the Y-Files. You keep it factual and personal. Well, thanks, Dina. That was a true story. He said it was more real than real life. Draculich says, I don't buy merch from YouTubers, but really love the Y-Files. That's fine. You don't have to buy the merch.
No.
You don't have to. I mean, I'd like you to, but you don't have to. I'm just glad you're here.
Yeah.
Atlantean Norwal, what kind of cup is that, Jen?
Victoria's daughter got this for me for Christmas. It's an Owala. And she's got one too.
Oh, she has a Y-Files cup.
Well, I got to get a sticker for it.
Oh, that's a sticker?
Yep.
There is Monte Crypto. Happy to pop my super chat. Happy to pop my super chat cherry on my favorite new channel. Woo! Happy New Year from South Florida. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Monty. I'm happy to be your first. Zeb says, Jen, I'm sorry my daughter didn't get you anything.
That's okay, Zeb. I mean, I was a little hurt, but it's fine. I got over it.
But Jen does have a birthday coming up in February where he can make up for it.
I do. So.
Mandy Ashton is there for 10 Australian. It is so good to see you do this for people. You're also kind, and I wish you nothing but the best for 2024 and continued success for your channel. Happy New Year. Thanks, Mandy. We're happy to be here.
Thank you, Mandy. Happy New Year.
I'm glad all the mods are here. So many people showed up tonight. Nobody had to do this. I was prepared to go solo.
I didn't even really tell them. They're the best in the biz.
They are. They are.
I don't know what's going on in the Discord chat, but I think Katie wants to see Hybrid's toes.
It always goes back to feet.
It's always feet. So many feet in Discord. There's UGA Brodel 5 for my last financial decision of 2023. I became a patron. Yay! You are appreciated. Thank you so much, my friend.
You are.
That's
Thank
funny.
you.
My last financial decision. I really appreciate that. Scott Stapleton for $100.
Whoa!
I get pretty freaky. He's a super freak. The kind of fish you dream about. You got freaky dreams. I get pretty kinky. He's a super freak. But only if you pay me. Gotta pay the fish. I need a tip. I need a tip. I need a tip from you. And you. And you, human. You and you and you. Hit the super chat, hit the button now.
Scott Stapleton just dropping $100 in there. Appreciate that, Scott. So Dina81 is heartbroken in the Discord chat. She said, we found a nice single pilot for her and he promptly left. So I promised her that we'd find a boy for her.
No, that was the second one. He's still here.
Benji's still here. Benjamin left.
No,
Benji's still here.
Landon.
Benji left.
Yeah.
So Benji left. So who's here?
Landon. Landon.
Hang on a second. Benjamin left. So
Yes.
who's here?
Landon. They both look alike. They're both cute little pilots.
All right. Landon is here. They all look alike. Cute little pilots. Kim bought for 10. I really need to go to sleep, but this is totally worth it. No, Kim, don't go to sleep yet. As I'm scanning down the super chats, she's definitely didn't go to sleep.
No, she did not.
She did not go to sleep. Happy New Year, Heather Jessen. Astral Rogue saying Benji could take her on a Mile High date. Oh my.
I'll be back.
I mean, nothing gets a lady in the mood like a nice meal at Chili's. Kyle B for 5, got to pay the heckle tax.
Hey, pretty smart for a human.
Curious, did anyone figure out the Cicada 3301 puzzle in the video? Wish you all a happy new year, even Gertie. Kyle, it took most people a few days to get it, but one guy got it in about 2 hours. I could not believe it. And he said he sort of lucked onto it. But once you get the first clue, the rest kind of falls into place. And he just happened to spot the first clue. I put a lot of red herrings in that video. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, in the Cicada 3301 video, there is a quest built into that episode. Mantis Toboggan, what's the best way for an alien-human hybrid to blend in with regular humans? Asking for a friend. Don't super chat. That's the best way. Kimbot is back. $5. Please, when is the episode officially coming out? I don't know which one you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure she's talking about the one you were talking about, 8200, and that'll be out this Thursday.
Ah, okay. Because as for super chats, I'm about 2 hours behind.
Yep.
So sorry about that. Blessings to you, Kelly Valentine. I'm glad you're here. Doc Holliday wants more quests and videos. Those are coming. I mean, well, I don't want to spoil it. More are coming. Michelle, 20 minutes till the ball drops. Tim Barbera, AJ, read my super chat. I know I'm not as cool as Kimbot. I'm reading everyone in order, Tim Barbera. So I don't know where you are. I mean,
These were at 6:32 p.m. So 2 hours.
no, where's Tim Barbera's super chat?
It might be way further down. I'll look.
Must be way further down. We're looking. We're searching. All right, I stopped searching. Privacy freedom. Do a video on the 1966 UFO sighting at Hillsdale College, Michigan. I didn't hear about that one. 87 eyewitnesses. Hynek called it swamp gas. If Hynek didn't believe it, then I'm not sure how legit it is. But if you send it to the tips line or email us, we'll definitely look into it if there's a story there. But J. Allen Hynek, he was a believer. Guido Sarducci, what is a super chat? It's a way to tip on YouTube. Mac Daddy being packed in with all those people looks horrible. It's a lot of fun until 12:01, and then it's horrible. Doc, speaking of quests, episode on The Secret. I don't know how to really cover, like, meaning the law of attraction. I don't know how to really cover that in a super entertaining way. I'm a believer in it, though. JJJ, I'm a helicopter pilot in Vegas. I've seen some crazy things. I bet you have. I bet. Someone in Discord was saying that a UFO just flew over us. Seeing a lot of green meteors the last year or two, which we never saw before. People posting the Hecklefish plushie pictures in the Discord, very funny. Guido Sarducci, is this one not super? That your chat is not super, Guido. It's fine though. It's fine. There is Ricardo Vidalon. What does the elites know that we don't? You see all these elites and celebs building doomsday shelters. They know that we have entered the end times. That's what they know. Jen doesn't like when I say that. I think because she knows I believe it. The Shape for $10. Happy New Year. Would you ever go on location to investigate a case? Get in the woods and find Heckelfish a friend. I would never go on location to investigate a case because I'm not an investigator or a journalist, The Shape. But when the Where Files launches, whenever that will be, I'll be going to different fun, weird places around the country and telling those stories. Mac Daddy asking if I'm building a shelter. I am not. Because I'm in the suburbs. You know what? If it happens, it happens. You know, it's not like I'm off the grid with chickens and a giant garden. I'm in the suburbs of Vegas. The best I can do is keep rations and ammo. If it goes longer than 4 weeks, I'm in trouble. Judy P for 1999. Happy New Year. Live watching. Love watching you every question. Is it possible the aliens were here first and we are the guests? Yup. 100%. Mischief saying nothing ever happens in the suburbs. LOL. Girl, you in the wrong burbs. Lone Wolf, thank you for the 20. We're so grateful for all your hard work. Love your honesty. You're very welcome, Lone Wolf. I'm the most honest with my audience. I'm the most honest here. I don't know why. Ash, when the Where Files launches, please stream your location for safety reasons. I guess I will, but the locations I'm going to go to, I'm not going to go to like government facilities and do stories from Area 51. That's not the point of that show. It would be more like the biggest ball of twine in Minnesota. That kind of weird stuff. Just weird, fun stuff. Sanzo, why do the dash cams never get caught regarding UFOs? Just keep looking, Sanzo. I've seen some really good UFO videos from dash cams. Like a couple of crazy ones. Draculich, AJ, I want you to know I'm getting your merch, LOL. Thank you, attaboy. I appreciate it. Now, in the Discord, tell me what you're going to get. We want you guys out of military jail and for you to stay that way. I'm going to be fine. Sully Seeker in Discord. I spent 3 weeks on Route 66. So many interesting places. I love Oatman, Arizona. I've never been there, but I've done the Route 66 a couple of times. For a few years there, I drove cross country twice a year just to kind of unwind and really enjoyed it. So it's cool that you did that, Sully. Chance maybe White House Con 2024. Maybe. I think it could happen. Barra, there's a spam museum in Minnesota. That's what I'm looking for. That's the show. Spam museum. Monster Shorts drinks his whiskey with no chase. Not all heroes wear capes. The Dog Father's there for 5. Happy New Year to you and your family, bro. Hype for another new year of content. I think I saw UFO a week ago, by the way, laughing my ass off. Where were you, Dog Father? Someone said there was one over Vegas just tonight. Doc Griffin, this is so much better than Anderson Cooper. Oh, he's doing a New Year's thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah, what does he even do?
They get really drunk. They got really drunk one year. It was bad.
And
Yeah.
if I recall, they also got in trouble for that.
They did.
Yeah.
That was bad. I was watching it and I was like, what?
Oh my God, have you seen Joe P's Wi-Fi shrine?
No.
I don't know how to go. Let's see if this works. Am I even allowed to do this? It says I can't post to that destination.
Nope.
Did that come up in the chat? My link?
I don't know.
Okay. TB snippet. I can't snip it. I can't stream the Discord. Anderson Pooper. That's not very nice. Doug Puppet for 20. Hi, AJ Wife. And I found Y-Files this year. Oh, hi, AJ. Wife and I found Y-Files this year and absolutely love the vibes and appreciate the effort involved in the videos. Top channel of 2023 easily. I was curious, do you plan on doing an episode on Havana Syndrome in the future? I don't, Doug Puppet, because I've done it in the past. Look for the episode called The Fear Frequency. I cover Havana Syndrome in that episode. And I mentioned it pretty recently as well. It's a good story. North Carolina, world's largest operational frying pan. Yep.
That kind of stuff.
Victoria says, does this, but I'm telling you, I can make that fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have no doubt about that. No doubt about the fun factor.
So at some point, we'll have to put the word out. Give us your weird places.
Yes.
VFX Tobias, I'm not allowed to buy more Fistable Wi-Fi's mugs. There's no room in our cupboard. They're beefy.
10 more minutes.
10 minutes to New Year's.
10 minutes. Yay.
It's very exciting. Are you going to be able to wait until 10 o'clock for pie?
I mean, I've just put it in the oven to warm up. So
that means you're going to be having pie ahead of me then. Yeah.
No,
if it's warm enough.
Fridge, so it's going to take a little bit of time to warm up.
Ron wants to know, why does Jen crochet with Mr. Naughty? It looks like him.
It does. Kind of.
Karis Carice lives in the garlic capital of the world. I went to a garlic festival in California one year. Did you ever do that, Jenny?
Mm-mm.
It's amazing.
I bet.
It's amazing. A Cougars Cub, 10 minutes, and I submitted a super chat hours ago. Yeah, I am. I'm about 2 hours behind on super chats. Dr. Crasher, AJ, you went through hell getting this channel set up. I don't know what you mean. It took a long time to find an audience. Gilroy Garlic Festival. Thanks, Karan the Jedi. Good to see you here. Raven Arcana for 20. Believe it or not, you're the Art Bell of our time. Thanks for all you do. Oh, that's very nice, Raven. I'm absolutely not. There's no replacement for him. It's very nice of you to say. Jack says Romania has a garlic ban. It's because the vampires are still in charge. Monster Shorts with 666. Market of the Beast drinks his with no chase. Oh, not all heroes wear capes. Thank you, Monster Shorts. Very funny. Sharon Sellers Turkey Testicle Festival? That can't be real. Is that real?
I don't know, but that's a lot of work.
Gee Sox fan, $20. I very much appreciate what y'all do. I always look forward to Thursdays. Happy New Year's and team. Thanks, G Sox fan. Good to see you.
Thank you.
The Fifth Wall loves Jen's hair tonight.
Oh, well, thanks.
Thank you.
I didn't mean to do it like that.
But did you realize you did?
Yeah. I don't know. Somebody will make a nasty comment about it in the chat, I'm sure.
Well, if they do, Mischief will ban them. Speaking of, is different Mischief? No, that's the Mischief, right?
Mischief.
Thank you for being the best part of my
you.
2023. I don't want her money though. We should give her money for all the
I
work she
know.
does.
I'm just going to give it back to her.
You're gonna give it back to her. John's Travel Vlogs, love your channel. Happy New Year's from Guam. 2024 is kind of boring so far. Well, give it time to heat up. We're not that far in yet in Guam. What are we, about 5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Desmond Gerzinia. Sorry, I need more vowels. Love your channel, man. Keep on making these informative and unbiased bangers. Happy New Year to you and everyone else here. Thanks, Desmond. I appreciate that.
I do this stupid show just to make a little bread. You know it's not easy to keep my guppies fed. Bills up to here and I'm getting really stressed. I'm almost out of vodka, my car get repossessed. I come on the stream and I beg for some dough. You say you can't afford it, your money's kinda low. Come on, man, I ain't going for that. I just ain't going for that. Human, you got what I need. So hit that super chat. Click it just like that. Oh, human, you got what I need. I need a super chat. Click that super chat.
Dave Long's father was a member of the Space Tastic Group in '62, worked on the Gemini and Apollo programs. Why is there all this doubt as to the accomplishment of landing a man on the moon? This upsets me. It would upset me too. But, you know, your pop was a genius and he worked on an important project and program, but people are going to have their doubts about stuff. Doesn't make him any less of a hero, Dave. Still, the moon is weird. Makes me laugh. Malef 99. Your life is on the line. One. What conspiracy theory do you most feel is fact? Well, I don't want to say because Dave's dad worked on the moon stuff. I don't want to say that one because he's upset. I think it's the moon. Jerry and Sherry Barbie for $10. We love the Wi-Files. Thanks for all you guys do, and your voice rocks. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Jake Best, balls dropping in minutes.
3 minutes.
Thank you. 3 minutes. I can't let the audio go too long. We'll get copyright claim.
Yep.
Cerulean Star, wife and I found your channel recently, and I think it's the best one out there for this type of content. Thank you, smiley face. Thanks, Cerulean Star.
Thank you.
I think we're in the top 5. Wild Ridge, is Hecklefish on Cameo yet? He's not on there yet, but he wants to be.
He does.
There's Jake Best. $10. My heroes in this realm. Me, Superman, Will Chamberlain. Personally, not professionally. I know what you're talking about. Also, Wi-Fi's crew is cool too. Happy ball drop. Thanks to all y'all do.
Thank you, Jake.
Thanks, Jake. Yeah, he put up numbers. And I ain't talking about B-ball. Dice 0 for 10. We love Hecklefish, AJ and the Wi-Files. And yes, please do one on CERN. Happy New Year, the Wi-Fi's crew. Thanks so much, Dice. Yeah, we'll cover CERN. I just have to keep it scientifically grounded. We're getting there.
We are 2 minutes.
I don't know. I've got the AP feed up. I don't know if they're going to give us a countdown. Like numbers on the screen. Does that matter?
I mean, we're doing New York.
When the
New
ball
Year's
drops, it drops.
Right.
No Way Jose for 20. My daughter has volleyball practice on Thursdays. It's now a routine to listen to half the new episode on the way there, the other half on the way home on Patreon. She makes me promise not to finish until she's done. That's awesome, Jose. I love to hear that.
I love that so much.
That would be really hard not to listen to it while you're waiting. I couldn't do it.
One minute.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to see if there's another countdown channel. Oh, they're going to count it down. 53. 50.
There it is. I see it.
We're 45 seconds out. We're 40 seconds from 2024. 2023 was a really weird year, but it was fun. It was rewarding. I'm grateful for all of you for being a part of this journey with me. Thanks to Jenny, Victoria, the mods, everybody for making it a great year. Here's to a great 2024. Never thought we'd be here, but here we are.
Here we
And now
are.
we count down. In 10.
Woo! Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Happy New Year, everybody. You are appreciated.
Yay! And he just said bye. Just gonna throw you guys up there, and that's it.
Woo! Here's to another full, wonderful year.
I'm still here.
That was awesome.
That was a
Well,
nice
happy
surprise.
That was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, Small Town Girl is kind of sad. Well, that's how New Year's feels. It's, you know, a year. It's bittersweet. A year's over, but it's also a time to start again. A fresh start,
Yep.
right? All the regrets of the year gone by. Now we have a chance to make good.
Yep. 2024. Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Delta Tango, let's hope 2024 is a better one. It's going to be a good year, Delta. Happy New Year to you, Kim. Cunningham Adventures HQ, thank you. Happy New Year. Scorpuana, new regrets, here I come. That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
Overachiever.
Wallaby Joe for 10 loves the channel. Lazar's stories seem the most credible to me. He's also a story that catches the most flack and doesn't seem to capitalize on it as much as he could have with movie offers, etc. I agree, Wallaby. He hasn't tried to cash in like so many of them have. Aaron Lance, thank you. You have a wonderful one as well. Chance maybe. I'm still in 2023. Will it ever end? I mean, technically, I am too.
Yeah.
But I'm a New Yorker, so the ball drops. To me, that's like, I already feel like it's New Year's.
I grew up in Central Time. This is the official New Year's. That's
This is New Year's.
For Americans.
Right? Kansas City, you went by New York ball drop, right? No?
No?
No.
It's probably my parents just wanted to get to sleep earlier.
That's probably it. Well, like I said, my sister's birthday is New Year's Day. So it was always, we would wait until midnight so we could say Happy New Year and then tell her happy birthday.
Ugly Sonic, there's no way I make it to midnight for real. Bit more of this fireball and I'm out.
Yeah.
I hear you. I'm not going to make it to midnight. I figure I'll stumble up the stairs around 11:15. Is the plan. Uh, 7P for 1999. Not yet an 8-week subscriber, but love Y-Files long time. Happy New Year's, everyone. Thanks, 7P.
Happy New Year's.
Thank you, Soja Boy. Hey, Soja Boy. Hey, Jen, what can I get for $10?
Anything you want.
Anything?
Anything.
Carol W for 10. Appreciate the hangouts on the holidays. You're very welcome. I know they could be hard for some people. And this is easy for us to do. It's easy for me to do. I'm just assuming for everyone else. But this is easy to do. There have been holidays where I wish I had something like this to hang out with.
Yeah.
I spent a few holidays moping. It would have been nice to have a place to go with nice people that's relaxed and fun.
Yeah, because I really feel like, I'm not, just trying to be like, your mom just texted Happy New Year, so I was texting her back, and there go the fireworks. Not trying to, just pander here. This feels like a community. Like, people say thanks to AJ for doing this, but live streaming for 4 hours is a lot. And if we didn't like hanging out with everybody and feel like it was, hanging out with a bunch of friends, we probably wouldn't do it very often. So it's amazing. And you guys are all amazing. So thank you for all being you.
Couldn't have said it better. So we're going to be we're going to be calling this at 9:30 my time. So please don't super chat unless it's just from your generosity, because I'm probably an hour and a half behind on those. So if you're waiting to hear your super chat and you don't hear it, I'm sorry, but I am grateful for the support. We couldn't do this without you guys. Crossroad, I just signed up for Patreon tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Thanks to everyone in Discord. Nice audience in there. The hybrid. Night, loves. I'm out. Well, night to you.
Hybrid.
Good night, sweetheart. Sleep well, Honey Bunch. I call him Honey Bunch, by the way.
Oh, that's a good one.
Fluffy McTavish for 20. Happy New Year, everyone at the Wi-Files. Thanks for all you do. Can you send a shout out to my daughter, Scarlett? Please, almost 13. Hey, Scarlett.
Hi, Scarlett.
Ooh, a 13-year-old daughter. Ay. It's going to be fine. Your parents had to deal with 3 teenage girls at once.
3 at once.
I don't know why your parents didn't end up crazy. Well, Jessica Waller for 10. I appreciate y'all. Hecklefish, you have my heart. Very blessed new year to all. You all got this thing called life. Peace be with you all and with you as well.
Now, this is an idea I can get behind.
You keep that up, Victoria, you might get a whole cookie.
Chris Lassiter is there, loves the Wi-Files, although you need to rein in Hecklefish. He is such a troublemaker. I'm trying,
Yes.
man.
He is. Woo.
I mean, him and the Beaver Brothers. Are the Beaver Brothers making an appearance this week?
I think so. Yes. Yes, they are, because Hecklefish has to cook a dinner for Gertie, and her parents are in town, which is insane. We don't have room for one camel, let alone 3. And then the Beaver Brothers too.
Boom goes the dynamite. Thank you, human.
Oscar Banks, $100. Thank you. Very generous. What whiskey are you drinking? You're not going to believe it, but it's Kansas City bourbon. Rieger's Kansas City bourbon. It's good. It's good. And please tell me about your glasses. Prescription rose color, borrowed from you too. They're amber lenses because I have bright lights in front of me, and they have magnification so I can read the chat. This may be weird, but if you go on the Wi-Files official Reddit and look for the FAQ, the fact page, the mods put a link to these glasses that you can buy on Amazon. I think they're like $18. I don't know why that was a frequently asked question, but there's a link to there, and it's not an affiliate link. Enjoy. Dina says it's so kind of AJ and Jen to host Gertie's family. Oh, it's going to be chaotic.
We don't really get asked. Just random animals show up at the door.
Ryan Steyerwalt. Ryan S. 50. Happy New Year's. Thank you, Ryan. Very generous of you. Crit Nature is there. I wish you and your team a happy new year. Ever heard of the Babylonian experiment? I have not. So apparently a scientist opened up a portal and then died afterwards in the 40s, and only he could close it again. And since then, the UAP showed up. Video idea? Well, hell yeah, that's an idea, Crit. Email that in, or a tips line. I don't want to forget that one. That sounds very Wi-Fi-y. An unclosable portal. The Dean Files. 3.11 mil is wild. Cheers. I've turned at least 4 of my coworkers onto your channel. You do amazing work. Thanks, Dean. Spreading the channel like an STD. With almost as much fun. Oscar Banks is back for 50. My family went through the gambling nightmare with my family. Now I am the one putting my family through the same thing. Gambling is never a good thing for anyone other than the casino or online bookies. That's true, Oscar. It's cheesy to say, but call the line. Call the gambling hotline. They're open now. Call them now. Call them right now. And I appreciate the $50 tip. That being said, don't do that. Call the hotline tonight. Earth Singularity, thank you for the 50. Love you so much. Thank you so much. Hate to ask, but what do you think of the NASA mission to the moon? I personally think it's going down. Please, though, please ignore or disregard if too personal. What are your thoughts on the moon landing, love? Well, Dave has super chatted a couple of times. His dad worked on the moon mission, so I don't want to say too much. He worked on Apollo and Gemini. So, but Dave's dad is great. He's a genius. He's a hero. So, but NASA's current mission to the moon, you think it's going down? Yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence in it. Eskimo Black wants to cover the Tartarian Empire. I have half a script and all the research. There's just not enough there, Eskimo, to make an episode. Not yet. Would you agree, Jen?
Oh, yes. Well, like we were talking about, supposedly it happened in 1850. This is not something that happened 3,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago where they're like, the fossil records show. I mean, they're newspapers. So it's like, if there is a gigantic mud flood in the world, I don't know how you don't know about it.
Yeah. So that part of the urban legend hasn't been formed yet, but over time, someone will figure out a way to work that into the legend that it makes sense.
Right.
So this is what it feels like to be at the beginning of the story. Mark Ruddy wants an episode on the Men in Black. It would need to be more specific than that, Mark, because that could mean anything. That could mean that the shadow government, where Men in Black could just mean Air Force OSI. But if there's something specific, we can definitely cover it.
And if you know one, let us know. We'll interview him.
We'll interview him. Medi says, this is exactly what I needed in life. Happy New Year. I discovered you in 2023 and you made my year. Oh, that's very nice of you to say. I'm glad you're here. Happy New Year. Guitars over 50. Keep doing what you do. Y'all are brilliant. Got me through a rough time. Thank you. Happy New Year. Glad you got through it, Guitarzo.
Yeah.
When you're going through hell, Jen, what do you do?
Keep going.
Keep going.
Like the Van Allen belt.
Like the Van Allen belt. New Phase 4T for 27 Aloha from Big Island episode pitch. Why are so many tech billionaires buying Hawaii? That is interesting. I don't know what the theory is on that. I know the conspiracy about them buying all the farmland, but that's an easy one to solve. I don't know why they're buying Hawaii. But mahalo for the tip. Oscar Banks, $100.
Oh yeah, tip of the morning, human.
Now hang on a second. Oscar's the guy with the gambling problem. No more Oscar. No more super chats. I'm honestly not reading any more of yours. Call the hotline tonight. Flutter Girl for 20 Canadian. Do you think there is a link in the way brain activity neurons look like the universe? It is uncanny the way the further out you zoom in the universe, the more it looks like a neural network with the clusters and the superclusters. You know, I don't know if it's coincidental. It could just be math. It could just be fractals, Flutter Girl, but it is uncanny how similar it is. But very good super chat. Very observant.
Hey guys, my computer's about to die. I wish y'all the happiest New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, Victoria.
I love you guys.
See you
right.
Tuesday?
Monday, tomorrow. I got ideas to pitch.
Figured, but
She's got ideas to pitch.
bye.
Bye. There she goes. Clayton says there's 10,000 heart likes coming our way.
Yay.
Well, that sounds fun. Bob V, Happy New Year episode idea, the world hum. I just covered the hums, didn't I?
You did mysterious sounds, but I don't know. Is there like a global hum?
There is.
Did we talk about it?
I mentioned it.
Okay.
I didn't delve into it.
You leave her be.
Josh Barnett enjoys the channel. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Josh. Wow, very generous.
Robert O'Malley, Coral Castle in Florida. I covered the Coral Castle very early on.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely interesting, but not as mysterious as the rumors are. That was Edward Lee Scanlon, who built that himself. But I even found footage of him building it with pulleys and equipment. So not using radio frequencies or anything like that, like you read on the internet. Still amazing man, but I did cover that. Lefty Lang, Happy New Year. Love the show. And you make that amazing blanket. Keep it up. And they cookie looked amazing. David says, aloha for my Hawaii vacation. Love the show and Happy New Year.
Nice. Enjoy your vacation.
Yeah, vacation. That sounds like a nice thing to do from time to time.
I know. I don't know what those are.
Errol answer super chats in a specific order. I read them chronologically, but then as I get toward the end of the show, I just kind of scan through and try to read people that just have like their first super chat ever. Victoria, she just won't leave. She's in Discord chatting.
I know.
She just can't quit us.
The real Sugar Ray, I'm shouting out your wife, Michelle, in Arizona. She's a huge fan. Hey, Michelle.
Hang on. Where's she at? There. Now Michelle's on. Now she's on the TV. Now you're on the TV. Evil Lair Projects and Builds. That sounds like a cool business name. Thank you guys. I'm working on a project late in the lair, and it's nice hearing you do this live stream. You're all the best while doing some simplistic parts of a project. Thank you for all you do. Just join the Discord. Super cool. All right. Keep it evil.
Thank you. I want to see some of your projects.
I wouldn't just. Ingest 9 for 2024. Nicely done. Happy New Year's, Wi-Fi team and fans. Y'all are awesome and so happy for success. Have you seen David Adair's story? I've heard about it, but I don't know much about it. But I can definitely look into it. Victoria, I am working till I can't. LOL. That sounds like her. 7P, I've died. There's more. Happy birthday, world. Well, thank goodness. I'm glad to know that.
Birthday, world.
Christina Archer, a young lady at Home Depot while wearing some merch. She wanted to know where the club Illuminati was. If I joined being a dancer there and if they were hiring. I laughed and realized that she was sincere. Happy New Year. Yeah, I mean, girl got to hustle. I mean, you want to get stage time, you got to hustle for it.
That's funny.
Some of them have to pay for their own stage time. Reese Easy for 24. Thanks for a great year of thoughtfully researched and delivered content with great humor. Best wishes for 2024, AJ and Hecklefish and the rest of the Wi-Fi's team. Thanks, Rest Easy.
Thank
Rest
you.
Easy. I've been wondering where Quantum Sledgehammer's been.
Quantum!
I'm late to the party, but wanted to wish the Wi-Fi staff and all Wi-Fi's a very happy new year. I look forward to 52 more weeks of Wi-Fi's episodes. That just made me tired.
I know, me too.
That just made me tired. And After Files Fellowship, lifting 1 to 2024. And here's to you. I'm the bub would pay for a survival blanket. John Mickles loves all of us. Happy New Year's, Wi-Fi's fam. Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
What is Mischief posting in the Discord? She's got, it's Illuminati, but they're like little naughty hot pants.
They're like women's underwear. I gotta go check on the pie.
Well, the world could stop spinning if there's pie. Rob Guy for 39. So glad to be here with you tonight. I'm one of your typically silent supporters and always love your videos. Happy New Year all. Thanks, Rob. We don't mind the silent lurkers. I know you're out there. Gary Freeman, Happy New Year, humans. Sincerely, a lizard guy. Thanks, Gary. Happy New Year to you. Tommy Cerullo, sorry I'm late to the party. Love you all. This gets me through long work days. Big thanks. You're welcome, Tommy. You know, we could just start the stream over. We'll do another 3 hours for you. No, Jason, it's not pecan pie. It's apple pie. It's from Costco. And look, when I first told Jen we had to get Costco apple pie, she made a face. Like, oh, how could their baked goods be any good? Then she tried it. How's our pie coming?
It's good. It's heated up. I just turned the oven off and I'm just going to let it sit in there and
get happy? And you think it could wait until 10 o'clock?
If you actually, well, the thing is you actually have to end the stream at 9:30.
We're ending it at 9:30.
And then go right to the car. Right to the car.
All right. Keep the Wendigo fingers away from the camera. They look extra creepy. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. There's Duck Puppet. Happy New Year to the White Files team. Any interest in Havana Syndrome? Wife and I spending New Year's Eve with y'all and couldn't ask for more. Yes, Duck Puppet. I covered that in the Fear Frequency episode. Jets 115, $100.01. Hi.
Ooh, I like the way you tip me. No diggities. Just tip me up.
Chad says, here's to a brand new year of killer content from the Y-Files team. Well, thanks, Chad.
Yay!
Medi loves us. Happy New Year. Please, more Hollow Moon stuff. Love that topic. Also, the Y-Files is the best channel I never knew I needed. Thanks, Medi. Yeah, there are more Moon episodes coming at you.
Yup.
Mike Barra endorsing the Costco apple pie in this Discord chat.
Yup.
And Mike is a man who knows his pies, I suspect. He could be trusted. Chance, maybe can I get a booth at the Y-Files Con? I've had a few comments. I've had a few comments read by AJ. I feel like a celebrity where people will pay for my autograph. Absolutely, Chance, maybe. Get your headshots done and come sign some autographs for the folks.
Will you take Victoria off? She said that she's done. She has to go.
Kristen Harris for $50. My husband and I watched the Y-Files all the way up the Eastern Coast with a 5-year-old. Alabama to Maine. Thank you for getting us. Thank you for getting us through that. Mothman is our favorite. Shout out to Jack Harris. That's Jack and Kristen Harris. Alabama to Maine. That's quite a road trip. Mothman is their favorite. That's cool. That's unexpected. Quirky Monster, 3 minutes. Thank you, 3 minutes. Ari, Y-Files Con Parte of 2024. Let's go. I think it's going to happen. Victoria in the Discord, I thought for sure my computer would be dead by now, LOL. She's just lingering.
Well, I think she's just going to talk until her computer dies.
Well, I put her up there and then I got yelled at.
Well, yeah, because I don't know if she had to go or if she had to go. Like, hey, It's New Year's. You've been working all night. We're at a friend's house.
You're clearly in a pre-pie mood, I can tell.
What?
I can tell. This is what pre-pie mood is like. Zachary Holtzclaw. That's a great name. Happy New Year from Zach, Tracy, Nicole, and Donna. Richard's Vermont made sauces.
Oh, that's right.
Love to do a lizard people's sauce.
They make barbecue sauces.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Lizard people sauce sounds good. Maybe we need to team up. I just keep seeing Hecklefish and Y-Files naughty underwear pictures in the Discord. How is And I can't
No.
and I can't tell the mods to control it because they're the ones posting them. Mischief is being extra mischiefy tonight.
Well, it's New Year.
Robert sent his first super chat tonight. It wasn't read, so this is my last. It's not like there's a lot of dead air in these chats, so I shouldn't complain, right? You should never complain, Robert. All it does is give you ajda. Patrick Jordan, thank you for the 20. Happy New Year. My wife's favorite Christmas present is the Hecklefish plushie.
That's awesome.
It's, well, so nice. Happy wife, happy life. Beezy, Mischief took the blame. No, I know. I saw you, Beezy. But I saw Mischief post the hot pants. That wasn't her wearing them, right?
I don't know.
She better not be posting naughty nakes in there.
Stop it. Speaking of time,
Isidore Mickley for 20. Hecklefish needs to challenge AOC for her congressional seat here in New York. He already has a bigger brain. Wow. Okay. We won't do politics, but that was very funny. But I wish it was true. I think that's going to do it. Thanks for everyone for hanging out tonight. I hope you have a great new year. Thanks to everyone who super chatted. I'm sorry if I didn't read it. I try to read them all. I do the best I can.
Happy New Year, everybody.
But we couldn't do this without you. Victoria, thanks so much for your help tonight. There she goes. Jen, thank you. And please keep us updated on the blanket.
I will.
All right, there she goes. Thanks again to everybody for super chatting. I hope you had fun. We certainly did. And we'll see you Thursday with a new episode. It's a crazy one. Remote viewing, alien bases inside the mountain.